can say anything we want as long as it's alleged.
There are stupid people in the world.
Children are our future.
You can torture them.
Fuck them! Jesus Christ. Who gives a shit? I know how awesome it is to tie a chick up and just leave her. Both you women should be pissed.
I don't get furries.
That's your sex suit, man.
God. I would like that.
Dennis is furry curious. How curious are you? Are we horn sucking here? Dennis, answer the question.
Yeah, I am.
Fucking equality through morality is bullshit. If you're gonna attack white people, attack them in the right sense. It should be the C word! Because that way everybody will confuse it with cunt, and it'll make me happy. God damn, I sound so racist.
No, you're not racist.
People take themselves way too fucking seriously. Dennis and me here at Egocast, thank you very much for listening. Hello!
Hi.
Welcome back. Mandy. That's Dennis, looking
Dennis.
at me weird.
I thought you said Mandy. I'm like, what?
No. And then, fuck you. And now, again, 2 weeks in a row, we have another guest. Brandon. Scooch up, buddy.
Our ex-drug dealer?
Come up to the...
Kidding.
Hello.
No, he's my current drug dealer. Allegedly.
Never been caught.
How you doing, buddy?
Great. Thanks for having me, guys.
No
I'm
problem.
excited. I've been looking forward to this all week.
I can tell. You've been texting me about it all week. How are you doing, Dennis?
Right now, I'm pretty exhausted. I didn't sleep too well last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
But I had a pretty crappy week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my license plates got stolen.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm trying not to get revved up about this, but I'm going to.
So what happened?
Alright. Last week we had a show.
Yes, we did.
And I
We
didn't
had 2
drive.
shows last week.
I didn't drive my car for like 2 days.
Uh-huh.
So, I get in my car. I'm going to Walmart because I needed to pick up a new memory card for the camera. As I'm coming back to the car, I'm like, what the fuck's my license plates?
So you drove to Walmart with
Oh,
the
yeah.
license plates? Well, I guess that isn't something that you'd really notice. Unless you walk around the car.
No, I approach the front of my car when I get into it. So,
You don't have plates on the front?
yeah, the plates on the front were there.
Really?
Yeah, they only took the back ones.
Fucking weird.
So I'm sitting in the parking lot. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never been in this situation
Drive
before.
back
What
up.
do I do?
Call the cops, probably. Right then and there.
Well, I'm sitting there and I'm like, the license bureau is like really, really close to where I'm at. I'm like, I'm going to go to them, ask them what the hell to do. So I go there, and
Did you see any cops?
No.
On the way. Oh, that's a shame. No, I'm not free to get pulled over. I'm just saying, like, I could just imagine you sitting there in the fucking car going, oh shit, 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 oh shit.
oh, I drove like as good as I could, and like exact speed limit and everything.
Driving on cruise control.
So I don't know what to do. This is the first time I ever had this situation in all the years I've been driving.
Yeah.
And I decided to go right straight to the license bureau. I'm like, I'm not driving home. I'm right there. And I figured they're the fucking experts.
They should be.
They should know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I get in there. I'm like, someone stole my license plate. What do I do? They're like, well, you have to buy new or get replacement plates, which was only $12, or 11 something, around $12.
Then you have to pay the $150s for that full fucking sticker.
No, it was $12 period. It's just a replacement.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
You get the sticker again and everything?
Yeah. I got plates and stickers and everything.
Yeah, because once it's renewed, it's renewed. The sticker...
Yeah, but that's something you'd think that they would be like, it's going to be $12 for a new plate and another $50 for a fucking little teeny ass sticker.
Now that I can see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm asking them what to do, like, and I don't know what to do. And they're like, well, we got to charge you a replacement plate, and then you got to go file a police report.
Yeah.
I can understand that. What if someone... Well, whoever stole the plates, what if they went and shot someone?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
The police would be pounding on my door, shooting me in the head.
Yeah.
They're like, you have to buy replacement plates and file a police report.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they also ripped out all the bolts and nuts too. They didn't really fuck it up. They stole everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the nuts, the fasteners, and the license plate, everything.
Damn.
It sounds like it was a pretty impromptu job they were on.
So I had to replace.
Did they just like rip the whole fucking thing off?
There was no damage to the car itself, but they took like the fasteners, everything, the bolts.
Did they take your little border plate?
I don't have one of those. It just fits on the car.
I thought you had one that said I like big cocks.
No, unicorn
Yeah.
horns.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, these are the people who know what they're doing. So I go home, I call the police, tell them do I need to come to the police station? They said, no, we'll send a cruiser out. I'm like, great, less I have to do. The policemen were nice. I'm not going to say anything bad about them.
They gave you a ticket?
No, they didn't give me a ticket. But they tell me different information than what the license bureau told me. This is where I start getting upset. They're like, the license bureau is not supposed to charge you for that.
Oh.
It's because it's a stolen plate. It's not your fault. It's not like you lost it. I said, okay. And they also gave me a piece of paper that I have to take back to them so they can file it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so tomorrow I have to go back because it was late at night.
Yeah.
At this point, I have to run all the way back to the license bureau again. I'm like, fine. These guys were cool. They were very nice about it. They said if they catch the person, that they're going to tell me.
Oh, cool.
So the next day, go to the license bureau.
Now wait.
What?
When they tell you, are they gonna let you like come down to the station with a baseball bat?
I don't know. I hope
figure this shit
I
out
doubt
and work it out. Sweet. Only justice works like that, right, Brandon?
Right.
If somebody wrongs you, you should be able to beat that motherfucker with a baseball bat. The length of time being,
However long it took them to pry the plate.
However long it took you to be inconvenienced. So you're talking days at this point. You should be able to beat this motherfucker for days.
I wasn't really upset at first until let me finish.
Okay.
I mean, it was the inconvenience, but I wasn't really pissed until.
So at this point, you don't want to club them to death.
No, at this point, I'm starting to want to club them though. So then I go back to the license bureau the next day. I'm like, blah blah blah. The police told me to bring this in and have you file it. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't need to file anything. You file a report. It's done with. I'm like, what? And I said, okay, fine. I don't have to file this piece of paper they gave me to give to you. And I'm like, they also told me that I didn't have to pay for the replacement plates. And she looks at me. He goes, what are you talking about? So I told her the story. She goes, okay, I don't know, but let me go. We have a lieutenant that we can call. Come in and talk to you about it.
Dan?
No, I didn't even get her name. This lieutenant, I should have. What?
I don't know if this is part of the story later on, but did you file the report in the same city that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't matter because it's a state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
You think if anything, it would be on the county level since the county is actually on the plate.
No, but the license bureau is state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there was going to be a discrepancy, you'd think it would be countywide type thing. It would have to be done in the same county. Since the county's on the...
Yeah, it was all the same county, same
city. You don't
city.
have Cuyahoga Falls on your plate, you have something. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
yeah.
I'm just fucking with you. Continue.
So I talked to this lieutenant, which was not even in uniform, so I'm not even really 100% sure she was a police lieutenant.
Hi, I'm the lieutenant.
She's like, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never heard any police officer telling anyone that. I'm like, well, they did. And they're like, well, we can't return your money. That's how you can get new plates and stuff. I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. So I'm like, so they sent me here for nothing?
So what you're saying is one government institution doesn't talk to the other government institution, and at the end of the day, you're the one up Schitt's Creek?
Yeah. I just felt like I was cutting through red tape and I couldn't get through it.
I've never heard of a story like this ever in human history.
Yeah.
Wow. He's telling you you're an asshole.
So I'm in the wrong?
No, that's not what I said.
Get out of the studio.
Studio, my living room. Actually, technically, we're in the dining room. This is the dining room.
Whatever.
Area.
I just thought it was really dumb for something so simple.
Did you call the cop?
Yeah, no, I didn't call. They go, which police officer told you? I'm like, it's on the piece of paper they told me to give to you. And you didn't want to see it. Now you want to know who they are?
Did you withhold that from them?
No.
No.
They still didn't want it.
At that point, you should have been like, well, fuck you. I'm not telling you.
You should go ask for the $12 back from the cop.
Gosh, they were the only ones being nice. The license bureau were being idiots.
Well, they're the license bureau.
Yeah.
There it is. Generally.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like the license bureau probably knew what they were talking about more than just one cop.
I trust the people with guns more.
Yeah.
Trust or
Don't you
follow?
think?
I follow the people with guns more than I would trust them.
I trust them implicitly.
I don't have a
I'm a
problem
good
with police
fucking
like
citizen.
a lot of people do.
Hmm?
I don't have the problem with police like a lot of people do.
I don't have a problem with police either.
I didn't say you
I'm
did.
just saying
I'm
more
just saying.
people, more.
God, he's telling you you're a fucking cop killer.
Cop lover.
God, I can't believe I'm doing a show with an anarchist and a cop killer.
Who's the anarchist?
You with your crazy fucking yelling at people in government institutions, you're gonna wind up arrested. Then I'm gonna have to find somebody else to do the show with.
Oh, side note. Once again, I was in Walmart and I needed to find something. And I asked someone that worked there, hey, do you know where this is at? I don't know.
Yeah, Walmart's going downhill, man.
They have like
so wonderful.
200 people working there. No one knows where anything is.
Dude, when I went to buy this laptop, I went up there. Oh god, the laptop stuff. So I decided that I needed a new laptop because I wanted to play Starbound. Yeah, I wanted to buy a $500 laptop to play $15 game.
And plus, his old laptop is virus.
Yeah, my old laptop had AIDS and died. So,
look up porn much?
Yes, that's how I got AIDS. Some of those porn stars are pretty dirty, and it comes through in your computer. So, I go up to Best Buy, and the fucking little jackhole at Best Buy. It was funny because there was like a group of Asians. There was a little cluster of Asians all clustered around the laptop that I wanted to look at, right? So I'm like looking at them, and I'm kind of looking around, and I'm not confrontational. I'm not going to walk up there and be like, "Shoo, Asians, I want to look at this laptop." You know, I'm not going to get into a fight. They all know kung fu. So I decided to go wander around the store and wait for them to kind of do their business and disperse or whatever the fuck they're doing, and then I'd go and check it out, right? So I go wandering around, I'm looking at the fucking teeny ass 3 rows of CDs, and I looked at the fucking DVDs and whatnot.
Oh my God,
Still
they still have
CDs.
CDs.
Yeah, I know, they do.
I know, it's crazy. So I'm watching them the whole time I'm wandering around, and they kind of got bored just sitting there, and so they kind of started to wander around. So I see my opportunity when they're all gone, so I kind of go up there and I start looking at the fucking laptop. And I'm just looking at it, you know, I'm doing my usual thing when I'm looking at the fucking properties of it and shit like that, because I know what I'm doing with a computer. And,
See if they took the time to block you porn from...
yeah, you know, I'm jerking off, checking out porn, things I do on the computer. So,
speaking
on
of
a
you
computer,
porn,
I thought you just meant in a store. Things you do in a store.
anytime I'm on a computer, I'm looking at porn. Even if I'm in the store.
Fair enough.
you know, I just found out about YouPorn 2 weeks ago.
Are you serious?
What about
I
it?
didn't know about it.
Like the existence of it?
Yeah.
I love the look on your face. Utter amazement and confusion.
I'm not into porn as much as most people.
As he points to me directly.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So anyways.
So that means you haven't looked at any porn in the last 8-9 years on...
I've never heard of YouPorn.
I don't use YouPorn either. I use Xvideos.
Okay. I've never heard of X videos, I guess.
They have more training. So.
Well, now I know.
So the Asians leave, and then I fucking go in to check out the computer, and I'm fucking around with it, looking at it. And then one of the Asians came back, looked really startled, and kind of like took off. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I fucking leave.
He's going to warn the group.
Yeah, I leave, and then immediately they're back on that fucking laptop, just sitting there camping that laptop. And I'm like,
Why'd you leave?
because I wanted to see what's going on. So
Damn campers.
I'm like, I know exactly,
Always getting
right?
the best loot.
Fucking campers. So I fucking leave, and I'm watching them again as I'm kind of just milling around the laptop area now, right? So I'm like, oh, I gotta fuck with these people. You know me, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole more to strangers than I am to people I like.
Liar.
So,
Liar.
but I'm branching out. I'm starting to get that one.
Okay, I'll maybe accept that.
So I'm wandering around and like they start to get bored again, but they leave one person now to make sure. So that one person,
Where are the employees? Like where?
they were literally all wandering around talking to each other. So I'm like,
There's a gang of kids. They keep walking up this one computer.
I know. So
Well,
I'm fucking.
Look. Last time I was in a Walmart.
No, this is Best Buy.
Oh, but last time I was in a Walmart, when you're looking for employees, they're always usually in one area, all talking to each other.
Yeah, that's what they do. So
It's not like Target.
Oh, what have you heard about Target?
Nothing. I was just throwing it out there to be a dick.
So Ixnay on the Arget tag.
I
So
just threw it out there.
so anyways, so like there's one Asian left, right? And I'm waiting them out.
You've destroyed the rest of them?
No, they're all milling about.
No.
So that Asian finally gets bored. And he kind of drifts over like 2 laptops down, still in the area, but nevertheless. So I rush right in really fast and I start looking at that laptop and I'm not actually doing anything with it at that point. I'm just kind of like poking buttons and fucking going, ooh, and slide my finger on the thing, right? And then he looks over at me and as soon as he looks over at me, I take off again. Right?
Why?
Because now I'm fucking with these people. So he fucking goes back to the computer, and the little chick Asian comes back, and he says something to her and points at me, right? So now they have somebody on that fucking PC, on that laptop, the whole rest of the time that I'm there, right? So I decide that I'm going to go and get them really pissed off. So I go and grab a fucking salesman, and I'm over across the laptop area, and now I'm pointing at them at that laptop, and I'm talking to him about another laptop that's around the corner on the end cap, but I'm still pointing in their direction, and now they're all looking at me like with these shifty little Asian eyes, like they're pissed that I might be stealing their laptop, and I'm like, it's Best Buy. They should have more than one of these, but apparently they didn't, and that's the reason why they were camping that laptop, because they wanted that one, and so they thought I was buying it out from underneath them. But the guy was really fucking rude, and he kind of treated me like I was a dumb fuck, and I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So, and they wanted to charge me like $500 for the cheapest laptop because they wanted me to get this, that, and the other fucking thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done. And I just left. Went to Walmart, and fucking Walmart, dude, I went into Walmart and I waited for easily an hour and a half just to find somebody that I could grab and say, do you have this laptop? And if so, can I buy it?
Why the hell did you wait an hour and a half?
Because it was getting to be fucking 7 o'clock and I wanted to go home with a laptop. And I either wait an hour that night or honestly, dude, I never, like, you get to that point where you're waiting to buy something that you want to buy, and now I've waited for 20 minutes. And I'm not gonna just leave.
I get that, you're invested.
Yeah,
okay.
but
like no contact with anybody that worked for
dude.
Walmart
Every time I saw somebody that worked there, they were immediately grabbed by one of the 10 other people that were waiting for somebody to fucking help them.
Holy shit,
dude! It was insanity. And people that like now they sell phone plans through Walmart. And people were taking 20 minutes to fucking deal with that shit. Well, if I get this phone, am I going to be able to make calls on it? And it's like, yes, asshole, it's a phone. And just asking, because, it's people that shop at Walmart. I shop there because it's down the street from me.
So the people that shop at Walmart, if I'm getting this right, they either don't know how to use a phone, and they'll wait forever for a laptop.
Yeah, those are the 2 people that shop at Walmart. Dumbasses that are beyond the point of no return, and dumbasses that are just plain old dumbasses.
Have you ever seen people, someone, I forget where on the internet, they post pictures of Walmart,
yeah.
people of Walmart.
Yeah.
Those people are fucking, some of them are like, oh my god.
Dude, I saw a lady in Walmart carrying around a dog purse, and she had a dog in it. I was laughing my ass off. But also that night, I forgot to tell you, while I was waiting for somebody, I saw this fucking 4-foot tall Asian dude, again with the Asians, and he came in with a 400-pound white chick and like 3 other people. and he walks up to the cheapest laptop. He grabbed somebody immediately, walked up to the cheapest laptop and said, I want that one. And they said, we don't have any of those left. And he said, okay, and moved literally the next one down and said, I want that one. And he's like, we don't have that one. You know, I mean, he's looking for it at the time. You know, this was like January too. So, you know, everything's bought out because of Christmas.
Mm.
And he's like, well, and he looks and he's like, we don't have that one either. And he went the next one down and said, I want that one. And the dude's looking at him like, okay. He looks for that one and he's like, we don't have that one either. And he goes, then I want that one. And literally went fucking 1, 2, 3 all the way down. They said, okay, we got this one. He's like, all right, wrap it up. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? So, yeah, that was a fun
Somebody
night.
didn't want to wait an hour and a half right there.
No shit, right? But
He might have lost $200 or $300 more than what you lost, but
yeah, oh,
Yeah,
dude,
his time is money
ridiculous.
I just don't understand how that place stays in business, really.
because it's cheap as
It's
shit.
cheap as shit. Why about a laptop?
None of the
there?
employees knows what's going on.
But people still shop there.
So that was your week, huh?
Pretty much. I mean, I did this and that and watched movies.
Yeah.
Not good movies.
Yeah.
In the majority of opinions. I kicked my foot the other. I kicked my toes the other day.
Now, when you say you kicked your toes,
You know, you stubbed your toe on something.
oh,
But
so
this-
you kicked something with your toes.
But it's usually, you know, you get in pain
Yeah.
and it hurts a lot. But I afterwards, I'm sitting there. I was watching the movie and I looked down at my foot and I had my sock on, and my little toe and the toe. I kicked those too.
Yeah.
So I looked down and my whole sock is bloody.
Oh, nice.
So of course at that point I'm pulling my sock off. I ripped the entire nail. Didn't even realize that.
Ah. How do you not realize that?
It
Because it hurt anyway.
It hurt.
Oh.
Didn't realize I did it. That I did that. What really hurt was ripping it off the rest of the way because it was hanging there.
Ah. Fun story.
Yeah.
What about you, Brandon? You got all your toes still?
So far, yeah. So far.
How's the diabetes going?
You know, comes and goes.
You don't.
I don't have diabetes. Don't
How's
misrepresent me.
I don't either. Doctors think I should.
F you, science.
So how's your wife and my kids?
They're doing well. Moving, they're milling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the children your twins? Do they still look like Winston Churchill, or are they starting to look like other people now?
Well, my son, who I think that's who you're referring to, looked like an old man. when he was
All
first-
babies look like Winston Churchill.
Well, he looked like a cross between an old man, maybe Winston Churchill, sure, and something not of this world. Now he actually looks like a baby, which I guess that's good.
How long did that take?
A month probably.
Now, does that scare you? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you're ashamed of it, but you guys used in vitro.
Mhm.
It's because you have fucked up sperm.
Mhm.
What was,
Well,
what was
not
the problem with
fucked
your?
up.
What was the
just-
problem with
I
your?
have like
They have
I
weird
have,
shaped heads.
no. I have like 3. Like I have 3
I
sperm.
thought you said
Can we
that
see
they had
one?
like. I thought you said that they had like odd shaped heads or something like that. Or their tails
Well,
were
there's
weird.
there's a certain it's weird how they do it. Like when I was getting analyzed, when we were going through all this, they give you a percent of how many are good, how many are not moving, how many move backwards, how many like there's all kinds of
How many water heads you're gonna have?
yeah,
per,
there's all
per
kinds
liter.
of messed up, like deformed sperm cells that everybody has.
Yeah.
It's just certain percentages. That's how it varies.
You have more than most.
No, it's just that I have less of the good ones. Is what it is. I don't know.
So it's not that you have
well,
more
I
bad
get-
ones; it's that you have less good ones.
Well,
Isn't that the same thing?
no, because I have I have less amount. Period. So
Well, you're not supposed to be getting your period.
That's what I was wondering.
they didn't talk about that. That though could be the reason for all this,
Yeah.
this whole mess.
Okay, so
Anyway,
yes,
there's like everybody has like deformed heads, 2 head sperm, whatever. Like I
Yeah,
know,
but
2 tail sperms.
but like since you guys got in vitro, and
except for
you're
Dennis, he doesn't.
well, and
He has
you're-
diabetes, but he doesn't have.
I don't have
he doesn't
diabetes.
have diabetes.
Oh yeah.
He's supposed to.
Oh, that's
But-
why high fives. Yes.
Since you guys had in vitro, and you yourself said that your son didn't look human,
Mhm.
does it make you curious as to whether or not you actually got human sperm?
No, it's if you
Because they can do whatever they want to do.
I can give you a funny answer, and it would be okay, funny. But I have actually thought about the possibility of not like having not like I don't have kids that are actually mine.
Oh yeah.
I've had that thought before. Yeah. Because how do you know?
How do you wrap your mind around that one?
I think about it for like 2 seconds, and I'm like, who cares?
They're gonna be my kids no matter what.
Yeah.
Until
If they're
somebody
serial
decides-
killers, then we'll go paternity test route. And
So that's gonna. So if your kid
Wait,
winds
as
up
long
being
as they're good, they're yours. Is that what you're saying?
that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
I can't dispute that point of view. So how are they're doing good?
Yeah. They just had ear infections, which kind of suck because
Nah,
they're up at night.
just crying.
Yeah. But that's been the worst of it. Like they usually sleep like 11 hours at night, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So how's everything going between you and the wife now that you have kids? Like, is everything still great? You guys haven't decided you want to kill each other yet?
No.
Just from lack of sleep or anything
No,
like that?
the first month we had him home, that was rough. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was all getting used to it, and I'm a much heavier sleeper than my wife is, so
Lucky.
she'll get up immediately and she'll want to know why the hell I'm not getting up and doing anything. And I have to convince her like I don't hear them. They're both crying. I don't hear them at all. Like
You're just ignoring them.
I
I'm not listening. I don't hear shit.
Yeah.
You're imagining things. Go back to bed.
I'm sleeping so heavily these days.
Oh, that must make her want to kill you.
Yeah, I did.
But now things have kind of.
Now it's become the norm and it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Our adjusting period.
So how old are they now?
10 months.
10 months. Jesus Christ. Look at you.
Look at me.
Do you think that's the reason why Thomas got his wife pregnant again? Because John has 2 kids. You now have 2 kids. Do you think he was looking at Jody like, hey, we need to have another kid now?
Well, I know he wanted to have another kid. He told me that like a long time ago, though. But that was even before we were pregnant. So.
He
But
told
no,
me
I
he
don't
couldn't
think
afford
it's.
it.
I don't think it's because like he wanted to have 2 kids because we have 2 kids and John does too. I don't think that. Yeah.
You gonna have another one?
Not if I can help it.
Well, you can't.
Not
help
anytime
it,
soon.
'cause you have no sperm.
Yeah. Give me the other one.
The other what?
Yeah.
Oh, you getting cut?
Huh?
Are you getting snipped?
No, there's no reason to.
If you want to, we can do it here.
Oh my God, that would be a great show.
I don't think it would be that great of a show.
I think you are greatly wrong.
Or you can come back.
just fucking
We're
wrong.
doing the waxing. You want to come back for that?
Maybe when we get the sponsors, I'll come back for the wax.
Okay, cool. All right, so
Make a note of that.
I had a boring ass fucking week. Nothing really happened.
That's
I live
it?
my life,
All right.
dude.
Moving
I literally live my life waiting for Saturday so that I can do this show.
Nothing happened at work.
Yeah, I was still not allowed to smoke weed. Like I said, I live my life waiting for fucking Saturday. Home life still sucks. Can't wait to move.
When's that happening?
August.
Getting closer.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be really cool when the child goes to live with her dad for the summer, because then we're gonna pack up her room, because she's gonna be gone until we move. Like when she comes back to live with her mom.
You're never going to live with her again, probably. Or you're not going to live with her again.
No. When she comes back to live with her mom, it will
You're
be
out.
in their new place. So we're gonna pack up her room, and then we're gonna move Alicia's bed into kids' room, and I'm gonna have my own room, so I will be able to actually sleep. Because I'm an extremely light sleeper. So she wakes me up all night long because she rolls around and she touches me, and
What
it
are you
just
gonna sleep
immediately
on?
wakes me up.
What are you going to sleep on the floor?
Her bed is the 2 mattresses. My bed is the one on top.
Oh, okay.
I have one of those sleep number beds. These things are awesome. They're air mattresses. They're just air mattresses. That's all they are. But yeah, so
That's what I sleep on.
yeah, aren't they awesome?
No, I sleep on an air
You
mattress.
sleep on the air mattress? Yeah.
Those
Are
are
they that
horrible.
awesome?
No, air mattresses are terrible.
No. The one I have, it's this high. It's got the air mattress, and then there's another one on top. It's all connected.
Yeah, motherfucker, suck on that.
It's like a mattress.
Hey, I don't dispute that you have a good air mattress, but I've never had good luck with them.
It's not like a. It's not.
Well,
like,
it's because you're all
regular
sharp and
man.
stuff. That was a great look. All right. Getting into the news.
Oh, because I popped the beds. I'm sharp because I
It's all
popped.
sharp and stuff.
I got it.
Wow, you're quick. Sure you're going to be able to hang with this show?
We'll see.
All right. New York Times. State-sponsored horror in Oklahoma. At 6:36 p.m. on Tuesday in McAllister, Oklahoma, Clayton Lockett started kicking his leg, then twitching, then writhing and moaning in agony, and everyone watching knew something had gone terribly wrong. Mr. Lockett, a convicted murderer, was strapped to a gurney in the death chamber of the Oklahoma State Penitentiary, about to be executed by lethal injection, but the untested combination of a sedative and a paralyzing agent had failed. So what? According to an eyewitness account by a reporter for the Tulsa World, Mr. Lockett tried to raise himself up, mumbled the word man, and was in obvious pain. Man, this sucks. I shouldn't have murdered people. Yeah, I can see his fucking, what a retard. Officials hastily closed the blinds on the chamber and told reporters that the execution had been stopped because of a vein failure. But at 7:06, the inmate was pronounced dead of a heart attack. This horrific scene, the very definition of cruel and unusual punishment, should never have happened. The Oklahoma Supreme Court tried to stop it last week, concerned that the state refused to reveal the origin of the deadly cocktail, but several lawmakers threatened to impeach the justices, and Governor Mary Fallin blindly ignored the warning signs and ordered the execution to proceed. She said it was outside the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which normally deals with civil matters. That's weird. She would say it's outside of the... Like, isn't everything in the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court? Like, isn't that the Supreme Court? There isn't really a court higher than the Supreme Court. How could anything be outside of the jurisdiction?
I don't think they deal with small stuff.
Yeah, but I mean... Ultimately, if a ruling by the Supreme Court is made,
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
it's the rule. You can't just say, that's out of your jurisdiction, unless it's something that happens in like Germany.
I know state to state they overturn stuff.
Oklahoma's still part of the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last I checked.
What?
I'm calling you a motherfucking idiot. See that?
No, I didn't. I was saying sometimes states try to overturn sometimes federal rulings. I wasn't saying it's not a state.
Yeah, they did that in California and Colorado and Washington. All great states. On Wednesday afternoon, a few hours after her employees tortured a man to death, which, oh, come on. Like, man, fuck reporters after her employees tortured a man to death. Executed a criminal, a murderer, who most likely tortured people himself. Miss Fallon suddenly showed an interest in the execution procedures. She ordered an independent review of the injection protocol, halting further state killings until the investigation is complete. Sounds good. She should have gone much further and followed other governors and legislatures in banning executions. Fuck you. Recognizing that the American administration of death does not function. Oh, this is the opinions page, so I guess this isn't really an reporter. This is just an idiot.
I was gonna say this seems.
Yeah.
The way she's talking, I mean,
Yeah.
Executed or tortured a man to death.
Yeah.
That whole line is.
Yeah, this is the opinions page. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
This is where I get most of these stories.
Well, no wonder you're fired up.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Lockett's ordeal, along with the botched deaths of other inmates around the country, showed there is no reliable and humane method of execution, which is not true. You know what the most reliable and humane method of execution is?
Ovens?
No. The guillotine. Well, again, back in Germany. No, the guillotine.
No, they're still alive for 5 seconds. It's been proven.
Okay.
That's not humane.
That's a short fucking time.
How would you like to look at your body moving around for the last 5 seconds?
Well, that's why I don't murder people, Dennis.
Touche.
Yeah, touche, fucker. Mr. Lockett's ordeal, along with the Governor John Kitzhaber of Oregon said in 2011, I refuse to be a part of this compromised and inequitable system any longer, and I will not allow further executions while I am a giant governor. 7 states have put the death penalty on hold over the last 5 years because of issues of fairness or methods. Another 11 states are debating the issue. Even in states where the death penalty is applied, the number of executions has fallen sharply since 2009. Republicans in Oklahoma seemed so eager to buck this tide that they ignored what happened during a January execution when an inmate named Michael Lee Wilson said, I feel my whole body burning just before the drugs killed him. To which I say, what do the people that you murdered feel right before you died, or they died? Cocksucker. What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
I like it.
Nobody cares what you think. You're a guest. Many drug companies, fearful of political attack, have stopped supplying the means of execution, and states determined to inflict the maximum punishment have turned to questionable sources like compounding pharmacies for lethal chemicals. Oklahoma, among other states, won't say where it's getting the drugs, leading one state judge to say, I do not think this is even a close call, that the execution procedures are unconstitutional.
Where are you getting the drugs, man?
The medieval mechanics of death, though, are hardly the only reason that states are abandoning the practice. There is growing evidence that capital sentences are handed out in an arbitrary and racially biased way, often the innocent victims. A new study published by the National Academy of Sciences estimates that more than 4% of all death row defendants are innocent. Now, this whole racially biased shit, just because most of the people that are in prison are black, they say it's all racially biased. I'm noticing that to be a trend as we do more and more of these prison-type stories. They all say it's racially biased in one form or another.
Oh, that goes back to the apps, too.
What?
People making apps.
Oh, yeah. God. That's an old story. Good call
Not
back.
enough people are making.
Yeah, not enough black people are making apps.
Or women.
No, it goes on. Oh, I guess it's only like 3 more paragraphs. I don't care enough to read them though. Like,
good reporting.
Yeah, fuck it. Who gives a shit? Blah blah blah. Bleeding heart. Blah. Liberal. Blah blah. Torture. Blah blah. Silly. Stupid. Silly's actually a word that's in the article later. Whatever. Damn right. But like, I don't know. What do you think, Brandon? Do you think that people should be executed for committing crimes that involve murdering other people?
Yeah.
I mean, Charles Manson, who never actually murdered anybody. He just talked a whole bunch of people into murdering people for him. He's still around and kicking. Not only around and kicking, but still continuing to appeal his imprisonment.
I've watched some of those appeals.
Have you?
Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker, isn't he?
He's. It seems like the later ones, like closer now, he's more sane. It's like he's losing it now.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like
He's lost his edge.
Yeah, he's lost his edge. There you go.
Well, now he can sleep on air mattresses.
Ugh.
Fuck you. I don't know. I think that if you don't want to die by capital punishment, maybe you should not murder people. Is that an oversimplified viewpoint?
I don't know if that's necessarily what they're talking about here, though. It sounds like the way the guy's dying or something was an unintended consequence of getting the lethal injection or something.
But who cares?
Well, I still believe that they shouldn't be subject to cruel and unusual punishment, but
yeah,
death,
but okay.
Death as a sentence, I believe in.
But cruel and unusual punishment, in and of itself, is a stupid phrase.
It's very subjective.
No,
If
it's
that's what
not.
you mean.
Punishment should be cruel to some degree. I mean, are you going to spank your children someday when they do something bad?
No.
No.
No?
No.
You're not?
No.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to know if you actually stick to that.
There's other punishments though that I can.
But what would be an example of a punishment that you're going to give to your children someday?
Jeez, I don't know.
I mean, just to throw one out.
I don't know.
Were you ever spanked as a child?
Yeah.
Would you consider that to have been cruel? In the definition of
I
the word.
wouldn't consider it cruel, but I consider.
Would you have considered it unusual?
I would consider it unwarranted. Yeah.
In what sense? Unwarranted.
I think there are things that I was probably like spanked for or whatever. That it could have been handled differently and more constructively.
Well, I remember like the last real spanking that I got. It was winter, and I was out on the street, or on the Devil Strip, and I was throwing snowballs at cars, and I got my ass beat for that. And I think that was very warranted because that's putting the lives of other people at risk.
Were you taught that before you got beaten?
I think that was something that I knew at the time, or at least I should have had an inkling that. I mean, I did know that wasn't something I should have probably been doing. I did it anyways because I was stupid. But I certainly knew afterwards and never did that shit again.
Because of the spanking?
Oh yeah. I never did that shit again because of the
Or because of the threat of the spanking?
No matter how you want to look at it.
You don't think you could have learned without the spanking?
I think I probably could have learned, but I don't think it would have stuck. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's where
I think if I would have just been told, don't do that, then I probably would have done that again. I'm just saying.
Well, I think just saying just don't do that's a little light though either. I think there's an in between the two.
What?
Don't do that.
Smacking my face. Okay, so that's your...
No, some sort of punishment without beating the child.
Yeah, but what is a punishment that's going to stick? That's going
I
to
don't
resonate?
know. I don't have the kid.
I mean, I think you explain.
It depends on the kid.
Talk about why it's wrong, why, what are the consequences of you doing whatever it is you were doing, and instilling an understanding that there are other people besides you.
But children aren't adults.
Right, but that's
you
how
can't
they learn.
you can't rationalize with them.
But
You
that's
can't.
That's how you teach them, though.
Yeah, well,
How old were you at this time?
God, I was probably 10, 11.
You can rationalize with a
can.
10-year-old.
Yeah, but
Well, this is Andy too.
but I mean,
Point taken.
younger children. I live with an 8-year-old. You can't rationalize with her. Like
I'm not getting started on that subject because
Yeah.
there's problems from the beginning with her.
Yeah, there is, but at the same time, like they're like she does things, and I've sat her down and I've said, look,
It's too late now. They should have done it beforehand.
I agree. Well, if
now.
you want to go on the philosophy that you can rationalize with a child and teach them, you can't say that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a lot of work of doing it with her
Okay,
now.
but the thing of it is that I've lived with her for over a year now, and I've had all these discussions.
It's gonna take more.
Yeah, but I mean,
she's
but
broken.
But there's no
come on,
improvement.
This is a special case too that we're talking.
But there's no improvement. You know what I'm saying? And I've sat down with her and I've said, hey, look, did you think you were going to get away with this? And she said, yes. He said, well, have you ever gotten away with something before? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, why would you think now all of a sudden we're not going to catch it? And she just kind of goes, because she's stupid in that respect. I mean, kids are always going to do things because they think, I'm not going to get caught. And you can't rationalize.
Or they think that because they just don't think about the consequence or the impact of what they do. Because they're not taught that. They're not taught what the impact is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if you teach somebody the impact of something, if I looked at a kid and said, look, if you do that, Boogeyman's going to come get you. How is that any different than if you do that, you could hurt somebody? You can't prove the Boogeyman's going to get them, and you can't really legitimately prove that somebody could be hurt by it because nobody was hurt by it in that instance. So...
But you can...
You know what I'm saying?
You can take them through a scenario where it would be likely that it would happen.
It's still another hypothetical, though.
Well, sure, but Boogeyman is not a hypothetical. Boogeyman is a made-up,
No, the Boogeyman's real.
But to a child, they don't know the difference.
I disagree. I disagree, because you're saying you can't teach
I'm so
a child
happy that
something.
you have kids.
You're saying you can't
No,
teach
I'm not.
them things.
No. I'm not saying that you can't teach a child something. I'm saying that it's difficult to teach a child something using an example that's never been proven to them because they don't want to listen to that. They think that what they're doing, they genuinely in their minds think that what they're doing is right more often than not.
No,
they think it's
what
okay.
they're doing is fun.
I.e. okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's fun for them. They think this should be okay because it's fun for me. How can mom and dad not think this is hysterical? I'm doing it and I'm getting a blast out of it. Why am I getting in trouble for something that I thought was fun?
You gotta teach them it's not.
Yeah.
So you're saying the best possible way to teach a child right from wrong then is
beating
something along the lines of corporal punishment.
I think that helps. I think generally when you get spanked for something, you don't do it again. The things that you got spanked for, did you do them again?
What about... Yes, I did, actually. Some of the things. Yeah, sure.
You're a retard and you should have been hit more.
Wouldn't you also agree, though, that if kids are beaten or spanked more as a means of treating them, or teaching them right from wrong, that you then put that child at risk of having some kind of disorders or...
Well, I'm not saying you beat them for everything. But the major things...
Just whenever they do something wrong?
No, things when it could be potentially dangerous or harmful to them or other people. That's probably, in my mind, the best way to teach them.
That's when I would lock them in the basement of the closet.
Yeah, make them piss on themselves. I'm not saying, like, you got a bad grade... All right, pull out your pants. No,
that sounds familiar. I'm
saying, yeah.
Don't laugh. That does sound familiar to me.
I'm saying, like, you hit a kid at school.
It just got dark.
Guess what? I know that's why I'm steamrolling right over there. I'm saying you hit a kid at school. Here we go. Whack. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you fucking line them up to where they can't sit for a week
Why
either.
not? Where do you draw the line there then?
You draw tears. You know what I mean? Like, you give them a good one or two. You know, I'm not saying you fucking put your whole body into it. You know?
Would you use a bullwhip?
Just from the waist up. No.
Never on the face.
Yeah, never on the face. No visible marks. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about getting hit with a bullwhip.
Next topic.
Dude, we're not talking about your sex life. We're talking about fucking kids getting beat for shit that they do. You know, I mean, I'm not saying beat the fucking shit out of them. I'm just saying almost beat the shit out of them. No, I mean, you give
So basically, you cock your hand back and stop right at their face? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, you give them a one or two whacks.
You lump them a couple of times.
Just enough to where they know,
who's boss.
Hey, okay, that was really bad idea. I ain't doing that shit again.
Are you talking about using weapons with it?
Well, flat of a blade.
No, I'm talking like a belt or something. Would you?
No, I don't know. They're kids. You know, I used to get hit with a belt. I've seen my brother and sister get hit with belts. No, we never got the wooden spoon routine. Like, I've heard stories of people saying that their mother or grandmother told them to go out to the tree out back and fucking pull down a switch for me. And, you know, do that kind of shit. I don't think that. I mean, if you can't do it with yourself, having an implement of some sort isn't going to make it any better. You know what I mean? And you should have to go through
school with me one time when the principal wanted to paddle me because the whole class was bad, and I said no.
Yeah.
there was a substitute teacher, and I was being good.
Was this before or after he fingered your butthole?
I've never been fingered in my butthole like you.
It would change your life if you did.
Where's the scream noise?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, get on the soundboard, man. Fuck. That's Dennis screaming.
Didn't we start talking about like the death penalty though?
Yeah, we were talking about the death penalty. But I mean, okay, going into that, where do you draw the line with the death penalty? If a man kidnaps a woman for, let's say, 10 years, beats, tortures, and rapes her, you want to put him out soft and gentle?
Do I want to? No. But...
So if something happens to slip up and he winds up getting a brand new cocktail of fucking drugs that may or may not make his entire body feel like it's burning, you're going to say that that was somehow not justified?
Here's the thing.
You're going to go, we really shouldn't have done that. Oops. Let's just throw the whole system out.
Well, no, that's not what
I think.
That's what that opinion article is saying, is throw the whole system out.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with that. I don't agree with throwing away capital punishment. I'm for it. But they're talking about...
You're for the murder of human beings.
Justly.
I just wanted to get that so I could isolate it later. I'll find a place where you say yes emphatically later on.
You have a large penis, right?
Anybody's heard the opener? That's what I do around here. That's why Dennis is admitting to liking porn sucking.
Actually, I do. So
there you go.
We've already confessed to having no sperm.
Fucked up heads.
Yeah.
You yourself said my sperm swim backwards. Can't wait to do that one.
They do, yeah. And they do it well, too. We got a bunch of Michael Phelps swimming around.
Backwards laps. Yeah, nice. But I mean, seriously though, like, fuck 'em. If you're gonna do that kind of shit, I ain't gonna shed one fucking tear because you went through some pain before you went out.
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna shed a tear either.
You're watching your body twitch for 5 seconds.
I think the system's all wrong.
No, I can't wait to hear
All
this.
right, well,
Bleeding Heart. Is this Bleeding Heart, Dennis? Coming out?
No, I think we should do something like Thunderdome or Gladiatorial. That's even better.
I do like that idea because a lot of fucking taxes can be paid through that.
Why would we want to give more money to government?
No, I'm saying a lot of the tax
TV.
burden can be paid through that pay-per-view execution. Fucking death race.
No, that's too much. I'd rather see two guys square off.
They did that too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were doing that shit too. It was Death Race 2, I think.
I just think
the
the car's too much.
No, well,
You have to buy them cars.
yeah, but I'm giving that as kind of an example. Yeah, fuck it. You know, like, I agree with what Carlin said. Carlin's big joke was he said that the 4 states that all meet at right angles, I can't fucking remember them.
Nevada,
I'm not a good American.
Nevada,
Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming.
Very good. That those states should all be walled off, and they should put rapists in one fucking state, and murderers in another state, and other bad people in another state, and other bad people in the 4th state, and have doors leading between them, and every once in a while you airdrop weapons into one. And you raise the doors, and let them all fucking go at it with each other, and then you shut the doors back again, and you put it on fucking, pay-per-view. I mean, dude, I would pay $50 a month to watch that kind of shit.
I disagree with it, but I'd watch it. Not gonna lie.
There you go. I think we've just come up with a way to fix the economy. I should send this episode to Obama.
Oh boy, we're going to jail. Oh fuck that, we're going to Quantico.
All right, good talk. All right, we ready for the next one, or anybody else have anything to say?
Did we finish it on?
Well, I think I've gotten my opinions out.
Okay.
Fuck people. I think they should all die in fiery hell. And you think that people should die, you just don't know how to do it.
I think if they're using bad cocktails of chemicals or something
Yeah.
that force some dude to like
Suffer.
Yeah, the horror show
Wait,
in Oklahoma.
you have problems with that, but you have no problems with the gladiatorial.
I have a problem with you suffering for a couple minutes, but I have no problem with you suffering for 5-minute rounds.
No, I did say I had a problem with the gladiator stuff. I said, but in spite of that, I'd still watch it.
Man, I have so many problems. Oh, that was sweet. Yeah, this sucks. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do? How would you murder somebody if you could?
That's a loaded question.
No, legal.
But
I mean,
first, if I had to answer it,
it is legal murder. It is
What
legal
would
murder.
you use?
Well,
Gun?
a bullet in the head seems to work most of the time.
As long as your aim is good and something wacky doesn't happen.
Well, point blank.
Doesn't always work. There's a lot of stories of people shooting themselves in the head and they survive.
Not with a shotgun.
So you use a shotgun.
If you want to make sure it gets done right.
So you say you strap them into a chair, you have somebody walk up to them with a shotgun, put it right up to their fucking head, pull the trigger.
I think that would get it done really quickly, yes.
And you think that's the most humane?
Sure.
Who are you gonna get to do that?
I don't know.
Who's gonna be the man on the hood?
Hey, I'm not the one. I'm not setting up like a punishment system for the U.S. I'm just saying that I agree with the first part of the article where it says that they're taking objection with the cocktail they used because the guy didn't die like he should with lethal injection. He should just go to sleep and then dead. Fine. I'm fine with that.
Well, what if they didn't go through the effort of the whole, the 3-pressure system and all that kind of crap, and they just put him out like you would for a surgery, and then put him out like you would a dog?
Whatever gets the ends are the same, and I guess if they put him out, that's fine. Whatever costs the least too.
I still say.
Would it be alright to rape them while they're out before they're dead?
What's that?
Would you have a problem if they got raped?
See, Dennis is always going back to the rape, man. You got some fucking dark corners in your closet.
I'd have to say the rape would be excessive. Would you agree?
Depends on the size of the cock. I mean, if it's
So
a little dick motherfucker.
So that's a no then,
I mean,
right?
if you got a little dick Asian doing at it, that might not be that bad. Well, you get one of the fucking pipe hitting brothers come out there.
That's cruel and unusual.
That's pretty cruel.
That's the definition of cruel and unusual.
You walk out with an 18-inch cock that's fucking 4 inches thick.
1.5
Foot and a half. What do you think?
What?
Well, how would you kill people?
I don't kill people.
But if you did.
Anyway?
What do you think is the best capital punishment way? I've already said guillotine. Brandon says a shotgun to the head.
I honestly think we should put them to use before they die. That's how I look at it.
But we're not talking about that. And I agree with you on that.
No, I'm talking about like if we're in a war, we should put them on the front line.
So give them guns then?
Well,
around other
no,
people?
I didn't say guns. I said we put them on the front line.
Yeah, but I mean that. What's going to keep them from turning around and shooting?
Catapults. You catapult them to the front line.
So you want to use prisoners as ordnance?
Yeah.
Where do we get the catapult?
Yeah, but what is that going to do?
You don't know anything about tactics.
You've
read the Art of War.
You just want to rain dead bodies on.
Yeah, that scares.
That is scary.
If you're willing to rain down dead bodies on someone, they're going to think about it.
What was?
Because if they go, wait, they're raining down dead bodies of prisoners. What if I get captured?
He said put him to some use, and you agreed with him at first.
Well,
now I can see he's lost you.
I figured he meant like manual labor of some sort.
That would work too.
Yeah, they can do that once they're all through like all their appeals and everything, and 10 years down the line when they actually get their capital punishment sentence executed.
Drop them out of planes. No parachute.
And if they survive,
I learned that from the Twilight Zone.
Then Gladiator Thunderdome.
All right.
Honestly, I don't have an answer for it. I don't think I'm the right person.
I like the answer you gave. I'm gonna write that down I'm gonna edit that out.
All right, I don't care.
You're saying you don't have an answer. You gave an answer, motherfucker. You're stuck with it now. All right, going on to the next one. This is one Brandon brought to my attention a couple weeks ago that I just finally got around to reading. Sorry. Cuyahoga Falls, which is where we live. Investigating discovery of porn. Campaign files. Porn and campaign. I don't know why they didn't put and. They just put a comma. And campaign files on former mayor's work computer. Former Cuyahoga Falls Mayor Don Robart is under investigation after pornography and campaign-related files were found downloaded into his City Hall office computer. The focus at this point is to determine whether any criminal or ethic laws were violated by Robart's potential use of city computers to run his mayoral campaign in 2013. The Beacon Journal used public records requests this week to obtain a copy of Robart's computer files after the allegations of misuse were raised. There you go. This is a really long article.
It's a good one.
He served 28 years as mayor until he lost his re-election bid. He served 28 years as mayor until he lost his re-election bid to Walters in November. So he lost his re-election. Did he lose his re-election because of this, or is this just something that
No.
the new mayor came in and he figured this out?
Right. Yes, this just came out, and he lost back in.
Well, then
November.
who gives a shit?
He didn't clear his history?
Right. Well, he can be brought up on charges for all this.
Well, I guess I'm just finding out about this. Other than that, I don't know. I'm just in shock, Robart said when asked Wednesday about the contents of his former City Hall computer. I have no idea what would prompt it. I have no idea who would put something on there. There was no campaign activity. I did not view pornography, he said. So he's denying it. Robart said he could not say why the computer contained...
Intern did it.
Where's the car crash? He said he could not say why the computer contained spreadsheets of voter names and party affiliations and the location of campus signs. 7 spreadsheets from the 2013 election cycle are tagged Main Street signs. Another spreadsheet is labeled absentee and appear to be a list of Cuyahoga Falls absentee voters from 2009. In addition, Robart could not explain why the computer contained photos and videos of nude women and couples engaged in sex acts. One pornography folder is labeled Big Daddy's Girl and contained photos of various nude women. Another is called The Melons Are Ready. This guy's creative. The hard drive also contained memes of sexually themed jokes or others that poke fun at President Obama and his policies. This document ranged in date from 2003 to late 2013 when Robart left office. It sounds like he's got one of our shows on his computer. And they're just fucking saying he got porn and shit here. In addition, the hard drive also contains mundane government-related photos and letters, as well as some personal Robart family photos and even several Dilbert comic strips.
Oh, God. It's a good thing he's out of office.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is a fucking
I
Ohio
still need someone to
thing.
explain Dilbert to me.
It's great. Mountains of porn. Walters said his secretary found the files by chance when he enlisted her to help search the computer for a missing file. The discovery was made on a drive Robart used, Walters said. You know what would be the craziest fucking thing? Is that if none of this is actually Don Robart's and it's all this Walters stuff.
That would be that would be interesting.
That would be holy shit. She clicked on it to open it up, and there were mountains and mountains of porn. Some of it going back 10 years, Walters said. It was beyond belief. What is a mountain of porn?
I was just going to ask the same question.
At what point does it stop being a molehill of porn and turn into a mountain?
Yeah. Is it like
how many
3
gigabytes?
Full pages worth of files that you're looking at?
How many?
A
what's
terabyte.
mountain
How
of?
many? I mean, I have probably 30 gigs worth of porn. I'm not gonna lie about it. I watch a lot of porn
How much
because
do
I'm
you
into
have?
different shit.
I don't save anything.
Yeah, he's not a saver. Because I do it because sometimes they take down videos that I really like, and I want them.
I got nothing. I'm in awe.
So I would say that I have mountains and mountains of porn. 30 gigs would definitely be a mountain of porn to me.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Now, if this dude has 30 gigs of porn,
How come your wrists aren't bigger?
dude, my wrists are
Pretty
fucking
big.
strong. Are you kidding me? I can't fucking fist anybody. Got a lot of girls I can get on the show to tell about that. Walters said he then called his law director, Russ Balthus. The first thing we need to do is get it off my drive.
No pun intended.
Yeah, the first thing we need to do is get it off my drive. Walters called his finance director and 2 or 3 IT people to come to his office so something didn't disappear.
They weren't sure. 2 or 3.
Yeah, we need.
Hey, you gotta see this.
So there's so much porn. They need 3 IT people to fucking get rid of it.
No, what happened?
Like
was,
it's embedded.
What happened was, hey Mike, come over here. Check this out. Oh my gosh,
Dude,
hey, Ben, come over here.
Call everybody. They gotta see this. After copies of the files were loaded onto a flash drive, the computer was quarantined and saved, Walters said. Yeah, he loaded that shit up for himself. He fucking was tooling around for the past however many months since he got elected. Came up with 50 gigs worth of fucking porn and said, oh my god, the last guy did this shit. We need to save all these to a hard drive, and I need to take this home so I can cruise this later.
Doesn't the article say that Walters was the one? The new mayor wasn't the one that found it. It was his secretary.
Yeah, it was secretary.
Is his secretary female though? I'm assuming, but I don't.
Walters said his secretary found the files by chance when he enlisted her to help search the computer for a missing file. Dude, I'm telling you, this Walters guy is going to be my new favorite mayor.
He looks at porn and he's great at framing people. He even backdated all the files.
It's not mine. Must be Robart's.
Look, 2003 wasn't me.
Yeah. He's just changing dates. But it's probably shit that he brought from home. He's like, well, now that I'm going to be working at the office a whole lot, I'm going to take this fucking terabyte worth of porn into fucking office and load it up on the computer there.
I can have the wife and kids finding this at home.
Baldus called the Summit County Prosecutor's Office for guidance on the city investigation. Neither county prosecutor Sherry Bevan Walsh nor her staff could immediately
Losing it. You're right over there.
Her staff. They couldn't immediately comment Wednesday. In general, Ohio law bans government workers from using publicly owned computers to conduct political work. Walters said his director of information technology told him it isn't the first time pornography was found on a computer Robart used.
But the question is, did Walters use that same computer?
Walters said his director of information technology told him that shit.
Gotcha.
So, I mean,
He got it covered.
I'm just saying. He said there was a computer issue about 10 years ago, and when they came up to fix whatever was wrong, they found some kind of, the same kind of pornographic files, Walters said. IT put it on a disk for Robart and told him, you shouldn't do that, there could be a virus. Obviously, it continued because there were files from 2003 through December 2013. And you know what? That's what sucks about life in general. You can't even jerk off at home to porn without catching a virus. Fuck you. I thought that was funny. Walters said he was not as offended by the content of the files as much as the fact that they were downloaded or saved on a city computer. A virus could have put thousands of utility billing and taxpayer accounts at risk. Ooh, that's a good point. This Walters guy's bad.
How do I keep going through the story just assuming that it's all this new mayor?
That's what I'm assuming!
This Walters, he's got to go.
Dude, I don't like this guy. What people do at home is none of my business, Walters said. See, he's already setting it up for when he gets called out for this shit. But what they do when there are taxpayers involved, it really bothers me. I'm only using this office. I don't own it. Since leaving office, Robart was... Well, if you're going to be there for 28 years, I could see how it'd be easy to go, I'm going to jerk off.
Yeah, and all honesty, like, that's how the real problem I have with this story. Like, people that have been around in power for 28 years. He was in charge of a whole city for 28 years.
It's good things for the city.
Oh, come on. You think that he doesn't get, like, a totally egomaniacal, like, head going about himself? At that point?
Yeah, but, I mean...
That is not right.
I think you're looking at it in a skewed perspective. In order to say, I want to run an entire city of people, you already have to have some narcissistic, egomaniacal fucking shit going on in your head. Because, I mean, look at if you're going to be, just to run for president of the United States is something where you got to feel... I'm the man for the job. Like, you really can't have much doubt in your mind. And normal people have doubts in their minds about... I mean, I fucking get stressed out when I have to run shit at work. And I'm running a department of 3 people to run a city of thousands. You, especially for that long, he didn't go into it with that, or he didn't fucking leave it with that shit. He went into it with that shit.
But it gets worse.
You get to a point where you're like, I want to look at porn.
I'm not disputing if he wants to look at porn, that's fine.
So you're okay with the porn?
But
The possibility.
It shouldn't be on. Okay, it shouldn't be on his
I mean,
computer.
the virus thing does that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a part of what he does on his job. No.
Well, I mean, also you're talking about a city official. The man's not working an 8-hour workday. He's working 16-hour workdays or more.
So he deserves to look at his porn. That's fine. He can do it at home.
What? You can't take
if
a
he
break?
gets home.
Okay, he can take a break. Yes, just don't use the computer or whatever.
That's a good.
So
point.
wait, are you saying you're okay with him jerking off at work or something?
Dude, I jerk off at work. Oh, shit, I really shouldn't say that.
Oh my gosh,
my boss's boss does listen to the show. I really shouldn't say that.
I thought you said it to people that you work with. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, whatever. I don't do it as much anymore.
Yeah, just not when anybody's around.
Allegedly, I jerk off at work, but that doesn't really happen.
You're not the mayor either.
That's a good point. And I'm doing it on my phone like a responsible person.
And you know what? I guess that's all I ask.
Well, I mean, I do think if you're gonna watch porn at work, you should have your own device to do it. I mean, the man's the mayor. He makes enough money he can buy a fucking laptop for his own. And go in there and fucking. Well, I guess if you
wait an hour and a half at Walmart, ask if it makes calls too, and
get a notebook.
I guess though, if you are, I mean, most of the internet in buildings like that, that's all connected. Though. You log into it, and that connects to the internet.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's really no safe way to do that.
But the virus on your phone wouldn't affect.
Well, no. I'm saying if you brought like a laptop in.
I don't know. I think we need 2 or 3 IT guys in here
to laugh about this.
Clear this up for us.
I think so. But I mean, I guess the meat of the story, as you said earlier, is the campaign stuff.
Yeah.
Which they go into later, which I'm not going to bother to read.
Yeah, it's not important.
Right. Well, the porn's the interesting stuff.
Yeah, the porn's the interesting stuff, but I mean the doing campaign stuff, as you said earlier, on taxpayer time, or with taxpayer. I mean, taxpayers shouldn't be paying for your campaign.
For strategizing your campaign or whatever.
But at the same time, though, if you're an incumbent, you're being paid by taxpayers, right? Mm-hmm. And people are going to donate to your campaign, and those people, more often than not, are going to wind up being taxpayers. They go around asking for donations.
Yeah.
So you're being paid by the taxpayers to do this job. Everything you do while you're being paid by the taxpayers to do this job, you're being paid by the taxpayers. So when are you? I mean, how are you going to not? Because they get paid a salary, they don't get paid hourly. So it's not like he goes into work, clocks in, goes out of work, clocks out, and he's not being paid from that point on.
Right.
He's being paid to be mayor,
but
he does have to campaign.
But he's doing it at work, though. That's the issue. He's doing it at work on his work laptop or whatever.
Man's a hard worker.
What if he's taking a break? It's still.
Well, we know what he's doing. He's taking a break.
Are you saying
he's not strategizing the new campaign? I know that.
He's strategizing something. But I mean, he's being paid to do that. I mean, you are essentially paying your incumbent to fucking run for office. He's using your taxpayer money no matter what.
No, they're still governing whatever they're in charge of.
Yeah.
They're still doing their job.
I see this as that man was a hard fucking worker. He reminds me of Clinton. When Clinton was getting blown by Monica Lewinsky, he was eating pizza and fucking schmoozing senators all at the same fucking time.
So then at what point do you say, okay, time to get back to your mayoral duties. Now stop strategizing the campaign.
That's what I'm saying. He was doing it all at once. Man's a fucking multitasker. And he was jerking off. I like this Robar guy. I don't know why he got voted out, but this Walter guy is definitely fucking shady, bringing all this porn into the office.
He does sound shady. This story is a little suspect.
We're gonna have
the way
to keep
it's written,
dude.
I want it to be continued.
I personally am putting you in charge of this story. I want you to keep tabs on it. I want you to come in from time to time to find out what shady shit this Walter guy is doing. Because I live in Cuyahoga Falls, and I want to know how much porn this asshole's putting on a fucking computer.
No, you don't. This is Stowe. Moving on.
I live near Cuyahoga Falls. We'll be moving back to the Falls.
You at least grew up there. Like,
Yeah, I did grow up there. Mayor Robart was mayor fucking
forever.
28 years of
Since
the
you were like
34 years that I've
since you were
been
6 years
alive.
old.
Yeah, so, damn. I don't know. I think he's a good guy. Robart denies that the IT workers or anyone at City Hall ever contacted him about improper computer use during his time in office. If it's on there, I guess it's on there. I just repeat, we didn't do any campaign activity. If it's on the hard drive, then so be it. Yeah, fuck it then, you know? Like, he then questioned the motives of why someone would view his city-owned computer. He said he took no efforts to delete the hard drive prior to leaving office. He left all that porn for the new guy. He's a fucking great guy, man. Is the Beacon checking everybody's hard drive, Robart asks? I mean, why mine? Have you ever checked Don Pasquale's? Did you check anybody else's hard drive? I mean, why mine? I'm just shocked that anybody would bring this up now. Who would start it? Why would anybody know that? Why would anybody care? He asked. I haven't touched my computer in 4 months, so I have no idea.
Why would anybody care?
Well,
What about that mayor or that mayor? Why do you care about me, this mayor?
that does sound kind of guilty.
So dumb.
Walters is concerned about files he couldn't find on the former mayor's computer. When he first took over the office, Walters said he looked for the past 6 months of emails between Robart and the developer of Portage Crossing. I wanted to get up to speed, he said. He said he couldn't find any. All of the emails since June, about 1,300 files, apparently were deleted from computers in the offices of the mayor and finance director, Walters said. Yeah. That's
So we
it.
did
That's the
delete
end of
some
it.
stuff.
Yeah, shit. I don't know. That does, I mean, why are you looking at my shit? Who gives a shit? Why does anybody care?
Yeah.
Why is it me?
Classic-
Why aren't you looking at everybody?
Classic deflection.
That is really guilty sounding. Yeah, I may have read that wrong in the beginning. I think,
Wow, is this the first time you've ever like had your opinion changed?
no, I change my opinion back and forth all the time.
Well, I mean on the show. I mean on the show.
No, well, there have been a couple of times I think where I've gotten off and fucking just yelled and screamed for 3/4 of the article and then read the last page and went, well, fuck it.
You got a point.
That does happen. I am not made of stone, sir. I can be swayed.
I guess that's a good
If you
thing.
got
like,
a lever long enough, I can be moved.
I guess it's a good thing about reading the article in its entirety for the first time while you're on the air.
I read most of it.
Just not the ending.
It's not the ending. Dude, I like to go into these things with an element of ignorance.
Just
It makes me laugh to do so.
fair enough.
I can't honestly think of one article that I've read the whole thing of since we started doing the show.
But we've got opinions on them.
Hey,
I do,
man,
for sure.
opinions are like assholes. Just about everybody is one. Opinions are also like gongs. They come in at very inappropriate times. Sorry, Dennis finally has an article. 6th show, buddy. Bringing it up.
What?
What? Your fucking thing. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the nakedness, or do you want to
Let's
talk
talk about Seth Rogen and James Franco.
All right.
I have an article here, but it's not really what I want to talk about. The article is about Seth Rogen or James Franco painting Seth Rogen in the nude.
Okay, now was Seth Rogen nude and he was painting actually Seth Rogen, or was he making like
He was painting
artwork paintings?
Seth Rogen.
Like
Oh,
body
not
paint?
not painting him. He was doing portraits.
Oh, okay. See, that's way different.
Why is that way different? I want to know.
Because if he's actually painting Seth Rogen's cock, that's way different than just painting his cock up on a picture on a fucking canvas.
It's art though. That's not supposed to be considered dirty or pornographic.
I don't remember us debating whether or not that was art. I'm just saying that's different.
Why is that different though? Either painting or painting on the body still art.
I'm not saying that it's not art. I'm just saying that it's different than painting on a canvas.
Why is it different? That's what I'm asking you.
Because one you're painting on the body, the other one you're painting on a canvas. I'd say that there ain't anything wrong with
All
it.
right.
Why are you so homophobic, Dennis?
I'm not homophobic.
Sounds pretty homophobic to me.
We've already
Brandon, comment.
We've already established I'm not homophobic through the show.
Yeah, but we haven't done that episode yet.
What do you mean we haven't done that episode?
The one where you suck my dick.
Wait, that's not this week?
Well, we're not going to do that when guests are on because you're going to want to get involved, and then I'm going to have to suck your dick, and it's just going to wind up being a whole fucking. It doesn't sound good.
We can just suck his. Since he's
Brandon,
here.
comment.
Hey, I'm here,
I've never tasted fucked up headed sperm.
Oh, you haven't lived.
All right, so what's your James Franco is painting Seth Rogen naked.
Yeah, I just wondering what your thoughts were on that.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I think that
Of course, we also established you didn't know anything about the video they did either.
no, I didn't know anything about the video. I think I mean people. Like I said earlier, I have a different relationship with you than I do with Brandon. I have a different relationship with you and Brandon both than I do with John or Tom or any of the other ones of my friends.
But which one of us would you paint naked?
I can't paint.
Which,
I'll do stick figures if you guys think.
He won't
if you
do
want
what
to
ifs with this. That's what he.
No,
which one of us would you try?
No. What I'm saying is, if you want to look at it from the perspective of, okay, James Franco is painting nude portraits of Seth Rogen. Is that weird? Yeah, that's kind of weird. But I don't have that type of a relationship where I'm comfortable painting a man nude. Maybe they have that type of relationship where they are cool with that sort of activity. And if they are, I don't think you should look down on them.
And is it for charity?
I can never figure that out if it was or not.
No.
Even if it's just for fun.
They're censoring a lot of it now. Like I can't even find the picture of the painting now. It's been taken off of every website I've looked at.
You've seen the picture though?
No, I have not. Because every time I look it up, it's been taken down. I guess there were some Twitter shots of it, and they took it off. Franco took it off his Twitter.
It's a shame. I mean, I also it depends very much on the pose. Like if you're doing a very artsy, kind of painting where he's sitting there with the dog at his hip and a fucking wine goblet in one hand and a censer in the other, something weird, then okay. But if it's just like, here's a giant fucking 5 foot by 5 foot canvas of Seth Rogen's cock, and that's all there is, just big fucking cock, that's weird. If he's like a Kimbo with a fucking giant rod fucking sticking out, that's weird.
Wait, it's weird if he's like a Kimbo.
Standing akimbo.
Yeah.
Which I don't even actually know what that is. I just know that's a term.
We'll try the Kimbo slice.
Nothing's wrong with Kimbo Slice. I'm not going to paint him naked either. I'm just saying, like, it depends very much on what the picture is.
Well,
like, is he holding fruit of some sort? If he is, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't know if I could paint you, but here's the shocker. I have painted nude men before when I was in art school.
Where are they buried?
Nowhere. They were models. We had to do models in classes.
I'm so glad I've painted nude men before. Yeah?
And women.
Okay.
I've had.
Which did you prefer?
The women, of course.
Of course.
Why?
Yeah, good fucking question, Brandon. Why?
Well, honestly, it's not the fact they were guys. It was the fact that every male model they found were, like, gross.
Define gross.
There was one guy that you could, like, we'd be like 10 feet away from them.
And that was too far for you?
And you could still smell this one guy. That's what I'm saying. That.
Well, did you like incorporate that into your art? Did you have like things emanating off of him? Because that would be fucking.
No, actually, cool. When I drew him, I was doing freestyle, and I ended up doing him as a road warrior. Like
you put clothes on him?
Because he had a mohawk, so I threw shoulder pads on him and stuff, so I made him look like he was from Mad Max.
It's pretty cool. Do you still have those pictures?
He just wants to see me.
I might have a photograph of him, but
sweet.
all my artwork got ruined because it was in my parents' basement. It got flooded.
Damn.
So I don't have any of my old artwork anymore.
That stinks. I would love to see your nudes. Dennis's blue phase. But I mean,
But honestly, I don't
BLEW.
know if I could. I don't know if I could
got
paint
it.
you.
What?
I don't know if I even doing that. I don't.
I
know.
wouldn't be uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, but since I
Throwing
didn't
that
know
out there just
I
in case you're interested.
I didn't know those people, so I didn't have an attachment to them. So I was able to do it and like have no emotion with it.
I would agree with that because I could do that. But if it were one of my friends, that's where it would be weird.
But art,
Guy or girl. Like,
And plus, if I was painting it, I wouldn't have enough flesh for you.
but art is
The color flesh.
yeah. Okay. But art is a physical
Big
manifestation
nut.
of an emotional state. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if it was somebody that you knew, I think honestly it would be a better picture because you'd put more effort into either making the subject look good or making the subject out to be more than what they are. Because you would say, "This is my friend. I want him to look fucking badass in this painting.
You know,
I'm gonna paint his cock giant."
so the weird thing is, when they're teaching in art school, when you're doing a portrait of someone, you always end up with a little yourself in the artworks, and then that makes it even more weird.
So, do you mean like you end up with a little of yourself in his asshole, or
Just whatever.
wherever.
just
Wherever.
Sometimes I put my cock in his armpit. Sometimes it's in his knee. You know.
I just don't know if I could paint a picture of you nude.
I think that
Or
would be
even
awesome.
Brandon.
I smell new bit.
I ain't doing it.
Do it in the haunted house.
You're the one with the artistic talent, man.
I don't have it anymore. I'm out of practice.
Well, practice makes perfect, buddy. Let me take my clothes off right now.
I don't have paints anymore. That's another reason why.
Yeah,
I
but
quit.
do it with your mind.
Can I use them as paint instead?
Yeah, you can use whatever you want.
Can I use my hands and sculpt you?
Yes.
I'm getting very young.
But you have to wear a blindfold the whole time.
Not a problem.
I want you to feel the subject.
You're getting jealous, aren't you?
His face is getting red.
Let's get out of here, fellas.
Sexy talk. Sexy talk Saturday again.
He's backing away.
Dude,
I just think it's strange. I don't know if they're doing it for.
well, also, you know the type of person I am. Everything I do in my life, I do because it makes me laugh. From fucking with cool Asians at Best Buy to doing this show to anything else. And the things that I say, the things that I do it because it makes me laugh. And maybe they have that type of relationship, and maybe they're willing to go, dude, wouldn't it be fucking hysterical if you painted a bunch of nude pictures of me? Maybe they were just fucking bored. They're millionaires. What else are they going to do? Neither of them are working on movies right now, as far as I know.
Well, that was going to be my question, actually. All right, do they have any movies coming out?
I believe Seth Rogen does. I'd have to look it up.
But is he filming? Or is it
I'd have
just,
to look it up.
I mean, is it in post-production? Because he's not going to be doing anything with that.
Well, because my whole thing with this is, it seems like a pretty nonsensical story anyway. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Well, I never said it was really a story. It was just.
Yeah, but
No,
I mean,
no, no. I mean,
but it got us talking about them, didn't
Yeah, it is good for debate.
It's good. It's hell of a great, hell of a good.
Who would you paint that you know? Male-wise.
I don't know. Give me a second to think about it.
Brandon, who would you paint if you were inclined to do so? Who do you think would be a good subject?
Well, I have no clue how to answer that question.
Looks like
I mean, don't think of it as like a gay
No,
thing.
I
You're
think-
painting a nude man.
And
it's gotta be somebody you know.
No, my statement earlier
looks
was
like he's
I
got
would
8
feel-
things he's working on right now. 2 are in filming right now.
Okay. Well, maybe they're just bored during filming.
That's just Seth Rogen.
Okay.
I can look up Franco if you want me to.
No,
that's
that's fine. What, Brandon, back
Yes,
to you.
boss.
Don't do it, Dennis.
Brandon, back to you. Who? Just.
No,
what
I was
do you
just
think
saying
would be a good subject to paint?
I would not feel comfortable. I can't say who would be a good subject or a bad subject. I would not feel comfortable painting somebody I have a personal relationship with
Why not?
naked.
Why are you
Because
so
I think
homophobic?
I think I didn't say it had to be a guy.
No, he said that was the question.
This is the question.
What
be a
guy
guy
that you know?
That you know.
Mhm.
Man.
What guy would I feel? What? Say the question again. 'Cause
What
you said
male that you know
Huh.
do you think would be a good subject to paint?
I don't understand what a good subject or a bad subject is. That's how not an artist I am.
Pretend for a second.
I'm not answering it because
I got mine.
You're baiting.
You got yours?
Does it have to be just one?
No. It could be a whole orgy of men.
Who?
I think Wart and his brother I would do at the same time.
That would be interesting. That would be extremely interesting to see.
There's your soundbite right there.
Damn right.
Why do you laugh? You don't know who Wart is.
I don't have to know who Ward is. All I heard is I would do Ward and his brother at the same time.
That's a great one. Notice how whenever Dennis says anything, I immediately shut up and I don't talk over him because I want clean sound bites. But every time I talk, I try and talk over everybody.
Who would you paint?
Paint sounded a lot like bang in that.
Who would you bang?
There is no correct answer to that question. Moving on.
See,
Pussy.
He took my politician route.
No, there is no correct answer to that question.
Pussy.
Because no matter what I say, I look
Pussy.
gay.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I would paint you.
I knew that before you even answered that,
But you would be doing things that you would be embarrassed to have people see that painting of.
you would just have me dancing. That's all you want people to see.
Yes. Because that makes me... dude, it wouldn't matter to me. I would paint anybody. Because no matter what, I'm going to do it in a way that's going to make me laugh. So it really doesn't matter to me. I would be willing to do it with any one of you guys. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be uptight about it.
You would do any one of us.
I would do any... No, don't laugh. Let me get this for the isolation. I would do any one of you guys.
All right.
So you had another story?
Oh, do you want me? I don't know if I want to do that story.
Do it.
After you... And sadly enough, this isn't the one that you fought for. This is the one that I said, yeah, that's a good one. Really?
You really think that's a good story?
Something to talk about.
A woman charged with stealing toys from a Tot's grave in Ohio. What?
What? Read it.
You're like looking down and laughing. Like, what did I do?
I think it's funny. I can't wait to get into this.
A woman caught on Ohio cemetery surveillance video took a toy duck off the grave of a 14-month-old boy. Has been charged with petty theft. Police said on Friday. Police in Ontario. I can't do it.
Why? Why can't I can read it? I read
sound like
story
the
after story
saddest,
after story.
like, reporter.
I'm trying not to laugh the entire time. Police in Ontario, Ohio had tried for nearly 2 years to capture. Why did they take 2 years?
Wow.
2 years to capture.
How many toys are you leaving at the kid's grave?
No,
too?
dude, this is where we're going with this. Let me continue.
Had tried for 2 years to capture images of someone who was taking mementos. Why is it the mementos now?
Mementos.
From the boy's grave.
So you have to make it sound like they're really evil.
They finally got an image on Saturday and posted it to the police Facebook page, which still cracks me up. The police are now posting videos.
I know. Ridiculous.
Thousands of comments came in the video showing a woman leaving the grave site with a stuffed duck that has been placed there just hours before by the toddler's parents. Some of the posts identify the woman as... Should we identify her?
Yeah.
Alright. Identified the woman as some bitch who steals toys from graveyards. Ontario.
Is that her first name?
Yeah. She's 54 years old, too.
That was popular back then. Popular name.
The theft of toys and the solar cell lights from... I'm not even saying this person's name. Oh, it's the kid's name.
Torture them.
What the hell?
Torture them.
Yeah.
I'm reading around this now because I don't want to say the kid's name.
Torture them.
That too.
don't get furries.
Mementos left at other graves nearby remain undisturbed, making the family feel targeted.
Put a bag over your head.
It's like Dennis soundboard.
Story's really
God.
That's it.
God.
Well, okay, like
Rest of it's statements and stuff.
that's fine.
Well, they also say they don't believe there's a connection, but
Well, I mean, times are tough, right?
I guess,
And
yeah.
there's a lot of people out of work. Things are expensive. So if you're taking toys and putting them out on a gravestone, this lady's probably just getting stuff for her kids. Is that wrong of her?
It doesn't say she's getting it for kids.
Maybe she's getting it to fucking sell. Like I said, times are tough.
But you're stealing from a kid that's dead.
A kid that's dead. You said everything that needs to be known in that statement. You're stealing from a kid that's dead. What is he gonna do with it?
I'm curious about what the expectation is.
Is
of
he
property
fucking Pharaoh?
in a cemetery?
Is he taking it with him?
First of all, it's private property.
Okay.
It technically would be, at that point when you leave it, it'd be the ownership of the
The
cemetery.
cemetery.
Do they care?
But I'm sure the cemetery wasn't the ones that started the investigation.
Exactly.
Well, someone had to report it to the police.
Probably the people that are getting that shit taken
Yeah.
set up some sort of nanny cam or whatever.
They said there was a crime. It's a crime, so I guess they had the right to call.
I guess it would
must
be
be
petty
some
theft.
kind of. Yeah, that's what she was charged with. It said.
But who cares? Like, it's a dead kid. He ain't taking that shit with him. He ain't fucking coming around to play with it.
You don't believe in honoring the dead?
I believe in honoring the dead. Yes.
That
Do
is
I
honoring
believe?
the
Do
dead.
I believe in leaving shit out for them? No. They ain't fucking with it.
You don't know that.
Damn it.
I disagree with
Yeah,
that.
I disagree. I think if the kid's gonna come back, why would he want to like hang out and play around in the cemetery? Though?
Sometimes they're stuck there.
And sometimes, obviously, there's not.
But he ain't physically interacting with the goddamn duck. If he is, he's just
You
sitting
don't
there
know that.
looking at it going, "Ugh,
You
duck."
don't know if he's interacting with it. She stole it.
Well, clearly he never knew about it then. As long as you're stealing it in the same day, I don't have a problem. As soon as the sun goes down, then it's the domain of the fucking ghosts. And if you're gonna take it, then the next night they're gonna be upset because it ain't there. I mean, a lot of cemeteries have a problem with people doing that kind of shit anyways because they have to mow. And they're gonna mow over that fucking duck anyways, and it's gonna wind up being stuffing all over the place.
What cemetery has a problem with people leaving stuff?
Yeah, what the hell?
There's a lot of them. A lot of them bitch about like flags and shit like that. I've heard that story before.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they've had those stories out before. Where they complain because they have to mow and they have to get down off the fucking mower and move shit all
How many
the time.
cemeteries you been to?
How insensitive? Where do you
I've
see
been
this?
to a
Like
lot-
on the news or
I've
something?
been to
How
cemeteries.
horrible does that cemetery look when they're complaining? People in their flags, putting them up. Like, who's gonna bury their family members in that cemetery then?
Okay. I'm just saying, I've heard the fucking story before.
We're just tombstones here, guys. Just tombstones.
Dude, there was a complaint one time not too long ago where a family wanted to have a giant fucking SpongeBob statue on top of a tombstone. And they said, no, we're not having a giant fucking SpongeBob statue on top of a tombstone. They wouldn't allow them to do it. And that became a huge fucking story. I'd shit you fucking not. Look up SpongeBob's tombstone.
No, I refuse to.
It was serious. And people were like, this is a serious fucking place. People come here to mourn, and they don't want to look over and see fucking SpongeBob going, eh.
That's interesting, though, because where do you draw the line?
Again,
Flags are okay, but SpongeBob not okay? Is it just because he was big? Or because he was SpongeBob?
probably yes. He was a giant fucking SpongeBob. I'm sure if it was just
And they
something
didn't let
etched
him?
onto the tombstone, yeah.
They didn't let him?
As far as I know, they didn't let her. They bitched about it, of course. There it
They-
is.
Oh,
Look at that fucking thing.
Wow.
Exactly. Do you want to go and fucking whatever at a gravestone and look over and see that shit?
Oh, I don't care.
I don't care
Giant
either.
fucking stupid SpongeBob looking up to heaven like, eh.
Yeah, just try
That
to-
looks pretty tasteful. It's not bright and yellow.
Even still, man.
Maybe that was the compromise.
All right, well, fine. When I die, I want a gigantic fucking cock
I'm
pointing
cremating
straight
you.
to where I'm going.
I'm
You're
taking
getting
notes.
cremated, so
I
don't
want to
worry
be
about
poured into the tip of the cock. I want the head to be my urn. Dennis, make it happen.
it. I'm drinking you.
Oh,
I'm putting
wow.
you in my Ovaltine after I cremate you and drinking you.
I didn't know you cared so much. And yet you won't paint me naked.
I never said that.
Oh, nice. I smell bit. Both ways. The last show has to be you fucking drinking my corpse.
I drink your milkshake.
I still say, use me for fucking pottery soil and grow a fucking fucking marijuana plant with me and fucking do it up
I'll do half and half.
Method Man and Red Man style. Fucking, what was that? How High? Yeah.
Never seen it.
Ah, it's a great movie.
Want to.
It's a good movie. So I think it's silly to leave things out in graveyards. I mean,
Okay, but that's you. I mean, other people like doing that, though.
well, maybe that lady thinks it's silly too.
I don't know. I've been to quite a few graveyards in my day, and people are usually pretty nice. There, even including the groundskeepers.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a certain reverence for that kind of shit, but maybe this, like I said, times are tough. Maybe this lady's like,
I've even seen
my kids
people
need
jogging
toys.
in them.
This kid's fucking, yeah. This kid's fucking dead. Take this duck. Taking the ducky.
I just think she has no honor.
I would. Oh, we certainly aren't going to get into an argument that women don't have honor. That's going to be a stupid one. We're just going to go, yeah, true. There it is. End of discussion.
I hope they stone her.
You hope they stone her. So stoning is a viable form of execution for you for a lady stealing a duck.
I believe in the Bible.
Fucking A.
Yeah, we were talking about a criminal who was
Some of that Old
a
Testament
man
shit.
earlier.
Yeah. Who was fucking a murderer.
Yeah,
And he had
that's when he's sketchy about this.
some
capital
slight
punishment
discomfort
stuff.
when he went out. Fucking stone this bitch. She stole a duck from a kid that's dead.
And
I just think we have more concerns with people who are living.
What?
Fuck the dead.
What?
Literally and figuratively.
that's illegal.
So are a lot of things. So is sodomy in most states. Doesn't keep me from doing it.
Or having it done to you.
I was waiting to watch the both of you clunk heads trying to pick up that joke. Alright. Moving on into what I believe is going to wind up ultimately evolving into the crux of the discussion. Not this story specifically.
Don't oversell it. Too
Yeah.
much.
Satanic group says Oklahoma must give the devil his due.
Satan.
I would figure this would happen in Georgia before Oklahoma, but anyways, a whole lot of fucked up shit going on in Oklahoma. Oklahoma officials have no intention of allowing the statue of Satan to be placed in the State House lawn of the Satanic, oh, that's a caption for the picture. Okay. Well, it's in the same font. The Prince of Darkness won't see the light of day in Oklahoma if lawmakers have their way. A satanic group commissioned a statue of the devil, raising money to pay a sculptor who it wouldn't identify, as a way of protesting the Sooner State's placement of a Ten Commandments monument on the State House lawn in Oklahoma City. The statue being sculpted in a New York studio is nearly complete, according to Lucian Greaves, spokesman for the Satanic Temple. Because why would it be anything like Bob Phillips?
All I know is right now the story is boring Brandon. He left.
I know. Dude, you getting me a beer?
You want one?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
We were really coming along fast, said Greaves, whose group claims to have raised more than $20,000 for the project through an online crowdfunding site. The statue of the Baphomet, or Sabbatic Goat, a figure that has been used to represent Satan for centuries, is to be made of bronze poured over a clay mold. Images provided to FoxNews.com show the hideous figure on a throne, with smiling children at each knee. Greaves' organization seeks to force Oklahoma to allow placement of their statue to demonstrate what it considers an unconstitutional double standard. Oklahoma officials say there is no way in hell that statue of Satan will ever assume a position at the Capitol. Ooh, they're clever. There will never be a satanic monument on the grounds of the Oklahoma State Capitol, and the suggestion that there might be is absurd, Alex Wentz, spokesman of Governor Mary Fallin, said in a statement to FoxNews.com. This is from Fox News. Pictures of the partially completed monument were first posted on Vice. The Satanic Temple hatched the plan last December after the Ten Commandments monument, presented as a gift from state Republican Mike Wrights, was placed on the lawn. Because it was a donation, state officials declared that it was permissible to place it on state property. But that prompted Greaves and the Satanic Temple to say they could do the same with a monument of their own. When we reached out to them and told them of our intentions, the response we got was asking for the design sketches, but we never heard back from them, Greaves said. As soon as we are ready, we will reach back out to them.
Asking for the design sketches. Somebody obviously didn't read an email or something.
Yeah. The Oklahoma chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union sued Oklahoma over the Ten Commandments monument, and the state has placed a moratorium on issuing permits for any other monuments. We don't think the state should place religious artifacts on state property unless the people of the entire state agree with its message, Brandy Henderson, legal director of the Oklahoma ACLU, told FoxNews.com. One of the concerns is that even if you allow all faiths to place something in a public area, it quickly becomes a farce. I think it becomes a farce right after the Satanists get involved. Henderson cited an incident at the Florida State House in which the local government decided to allow all faiths to place holiday decorations in the State House rotunda next to a manger scene.
Jeez.
What happened is that you had someone placing a Festivus pole made out of beer cans, and one group placing a pile of spaghetti on top of a chair, he said. So these types of things do nothing to uplift people's faiths and beliefs. There's nothing served by belittling them. I think that's fucking hysterical because of that whole the spaghetti
Flying spaghetti
people.
monster.
Yeah. There was a fucking some sort of state government official that's part of that church that wore a fucking spaghetti colander on his head when he took his oath. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah, he was a pasta.
Yeah, whatever.
What are they called?
He was from Austria.
Pastafarian, that's what they're called?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a great name.
I don't know, but
It should be. I don't care what it is. Nothing's going to beat that.
But I mean, this statue, though, I mean, it is a goat-headed dude, but these kids look pretty happy. And he's wearing, like, a blanket around his legs.
Can you see his penis?
I don't know. It looks okay. Now it looks like he's got a blanket covering the bottom portion of his legs, so he might have his cock hanging out underneath.
Because I'm okay with it as long as no penis.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna have a satanic
Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Yeah, there it is.
Pastafarian's
but
way better.
I mean, if you're gonna have a statue of the devil, he better have a cock in there somewhere. I mean that sends the whole his whole
it can
deal.
Be suggestive, you know. Let's just not get like too over the top.
Well, he's got a little boy at one side, a little girl, and the little boy looks like he has an afro. Little girl's wearing a nice little dress with a little bow in the back. Yeah. I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying. I mean, it's that slippery slope. You know, if I let you do it, then, you know, the Satanists are going to want to do it, and then other weird people, or Jews are going to want to have their little star thingy, and you're going to have Catholics wanting to have, you know, Jesus up on a cross, and then the next thing you're going to want is to have fucking spaghetti people having their spaghetti monster, and
that's when
Scientologists are going to have a big fucking alien going you know.
Gay
like,
Pride parade was trying to get their start, and then the KKK said they wanted to.
Yeah, you're going to have a big rainbow, and then a burning cross made out of clay. I mean, you're going to wind up having all that shit. So I think it's an all or nothing type thing. I'm a very religious person. I'm very Christian, very religious, and I still think that having the Ten Commandments out there, unless you're gonna have like the shit, what's his name? The director that did Spaceballs.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Unless you're gonna have the Mel Brooks Moses dropping the one.
15 commandments.
I brought these 10 commandments. But I mean, you know, like, I think it's stupid to have the 10 commandments out there. It is a state. It is a government facility. Give a fuck if a republic, or, you know, a representative of that state. Sure. Oh, is that lightning?
Yeah.
Now it makes a lot more sense. But I mean, I think that we should have the separation of state, church, and state, and you blur those lines when you know, in God we trust, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, I love the story. I think it's hilarious. I think the guy brings up a great point about how hypocritical it is to have the 10 commandments out there, and yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's separation of church and state all the way. It has nothing to do with what goes on inside there.
I could see there being a major problem with it if it was an upside down crucifix with Jesus nailed to it. You know, that would be horrifying. You know, but it's a
Why?
Because that's horrifying to me. That's I'm not gonna say it's offensive, but I mean that's awfully fucked up. But to have a goat head dude sitting there doing the fucking yo brother, you know, with 2 kids sitting next to him.
But I mean, I think the point of it is, it could be whatever statue. It could be something completely disgusting. It can be something completely benign. But
I don't think you could put out something horrifying. You know what I mean?
The point is, you shouldn't put anything out at all that backs some kind of philosophy other than the Constitution.
Yeah, there you go. Why couldn't he have made some sort of thing, a giant fucking Constitution? We the people in big, and
you're
then
talking
all
about the Satanist people.
No,
or
I'm talking about
the 10 Commandments people.
The guy that donated the statue of the 10 Commandments. Why couldn't he have donated a fucking statue of the Constitution?
Because we already have the Constitution. He wants to get his agenda across. That's why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they were cool with it because they're all Christian.
Yeah.
And now that a Satanist wants to do it, I just think the Satanist should get somebody elected. Get enough people elected, and then bam, all of a sudden, Baphomet's everywhere in Oklahoma.
No, I agree with your point originally, though. It's ridiculous. It's separation of church and state. Dennis, what do you think?
Dennis, comment?
I think politics is its own religion. You thought I wasn't paying attention.
No, I knew you were paying attention. I just
what
didn't know you were.
statue?
I didn't know you were thinking that long. The Constitution.
Politicians don't.
Ronald Reagan.
Constitution.
Ronald Reagan up on a cross. Man died for our fiscal stability. Or, you know what? Ronald Reagan pissing on a bunch of poor people for trickle-down economics.
Wow.
There's your Republican fucking...
That's like the most anti-Republican thing you've said all day today.
Dude, fuck it. Like, that's essentially what it was. I don't remember which comedian it was that said that first. But that's essentially what it was. Trickle-down economics. We're all rich people, and we're going to piss on all the poor people. We're all going to get a whole bunch of money, and through using all that money, we're going to pay all of you, the smaller people. That was the idea behind trickle-down economics. And it was bullshit, and it's the reason why greed is so rampant nowadays. It's because it was sanctioned back then. Fucking there.
All I got is voodoo economics running through my
Voodoo,
head.
me too.
Really?
Voodoo economics.
I don't understand that.
Ferris Bueller. Something that,
What, the TV show? I don't remember that from the fucking movie.
it's from the movie.
What?
Voodoo economics.
George Bush said it in a speech, but it was, what's his name, teaching in a class, and that was one of the topics.
Yeah, it was one of Ben Stein's.
Ben Stein, thank you.
Oh, okay. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I guess we agree.
All right.
I guess we agree.
Well, I guess we'll move on to the next one.
It was a really interesting story, but just boring on the show.
I guess we're all kind of in accord.
Go Pens.
Go Pens. Do you want to disrupt everything and do sports now?
No.
All right.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Go Tribe. Brandon, any teams you support?
I like the Tribe.
All right.
Yes.
He's a Browns fan.
By birth.
Cut the cord.
NewYorkTimes.com brings us this little gem. For Game of Thrones, rising unease over rape's reoccurring role. You don't watch it,
Nope.
Dennis.
I don't have cable.
You don't watch it?
I don't watch it.
Really? I thought that'd be something that you'd kind of into.
Yeah, I probably would. I just haven't.
You don't have like HBO?
No, I do. I just haven't watched it. I
Oh.
got HBO when it had already started, and I just haven't used HBO Go yet to catch back up. I will one of these days.
Oh, okay. So you
If
do
it
have.
go- If it goes on Netflix, I might check it out.
I don't know though.
It's not going to go on Netflix because they have HBO.
I might not watch it though. Let's see where the article's going. And alley-oop.
Well, essentially what they say in this article is that if you watch Game of Thrones, HBO sends somebody to your house to be raped. No.
But does it make
wait,
me
do
wanna
they
rape
send
people
someone-
more?
Wait. Allegedly. From its beginnings, Game of Thrones has been riddled with sexual brutality. The franchise, which started as a series of fantasy novels by George R.R. Martin about a bleak, feudal world, has at various times included a warrior king who claims his child bride on their wedding night, and the gang rape of a young woman by half a hundred shouting men behind a tanner's shop. All true. These scenes and others have raised concerns, but this discussion was confined to readers and critics of fantasy fiction. Now the debate about the series' sexual violence has spilled into the mainstream and grown vehement. Fueled by the explosive growth the bears are starting to hit me, of HBO's Game of Thrones series. In its fourth season, the show, which airs on Sunday nights, averaged more than 14 million viewers and has become its cable network's most watched series since The Sopranos, which was just violence. So that's okay. It's okay to murder people. Don't rape. In the last episode, women held captive...
Wait a minute. Rape is violence? What are you
Yes,
talking
it
about?
is. Therein lies the joke. It's better to kill people than to rape them and let them live. It's essentially what they say when they do this kind of shit.
Okay. I'll stick with you.
Hold my hand and let me walk.
Take me there.
In the latest episode, women held captive in a wintry shelter are sexually brutalized. In the deeply controversial episode that preceded it, spoiler alert, everybody, sorry.
Damn it! I was just gonna watch it.
A scheming noblewoman in an incestuous relationship with her brother is forced to have sex with him despite her cries of no, which is a fucking hot scene, I gotta tell you. Rape is often presented on television plotlines where it has far-reaching and lasting consequences for the affected characters. But critics of Game of Thrones fear that rape has become so pervasive in the drama that it is almost background noise, a routine and unshocking occurrence. Many viewers were roiled by the television episode containing the rape of a noblewoman, Cersei Lannister, by her brother Jaime, and protested on blogs, Facebook, and Twitter. The outrage was further fueled by comments from the director of that episode, who told the website, hitflix.com, that the characters' coupling became consensual by the end. Which is usually how it goes when you're
It was
raping your
only-
sister.
It was only rape at first.
Oh, no, don't do it. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, it was only a rape at first. By the end of it, she was way into it. He's got a great cock. In response to...
He should be a mayor.
Shit. Oh, there we go. That left audiences wondering if the show's producers truly understood what they had depicted. That is not what I saw, and that is not what many people saw, said Maureen Ryan, a television critic for the Huffington Post, who wrote that the scene was unequivocally a rape. Mr. Martin's Game of Thrones novels, known collectively as A Song of Ice and Fire, have more than 31 million copies in print and have been translated into more than 25 different languages, according to his publisher, the Bantam Books reprint of Random House. The HBO series is broadcast in more than 150 countries and is the most pirated show worldwide. Go Pirates. It's also perhaps the most popular entertainment property to depict sexual violence frequently and throughout its incarnations on page and on screen. The latest issue of the Game of Thrones comic book, released last week by Dynamite Entertainment, graphically depicts, by the 4th page, a barbarian preparing to rape a nude woman after conquering her village, which was another hot scene. In response to email questions, Mr. Martin wrote that as an artist, he had an obligation to tell the truth about history and about human nature. Rape and sexual violence have been a part of every war ever fought, from the ancient Sumerians to our present day, said Mr. Martin, 65, who lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico. To omit them from a narrative centered on war and power would have been fundamentally false and dishonest, he continued, and would have undermined one of the themes of the books, that the true horrors of human history derive not from orcs and dark lords, but from ourselves.
Oh.
We are the bad guys. Damn right. David Beanoff.
Why did he bean off?
Benioff? B-E-N-I-O-F-F? Benioff? Beanioff? And D.B. Weiss, the showrunners of the HBO series and responsible for its day-to-day operation, declined to be interviewed. We ain't talking about rape. Mario Lombardo, the president for programming at HBO, said in an email that the choices our creative teams make are based on the motivations and sensibilities that they believe define their characters. We fully support the vision and artistry of Dan and David's exceptional work, and we feel its work speaks for itself. Damn right. I like that. I like that they weren't like, we're sorry! We didn't mean to have people being raped! Other television shows like Downtown Abbey and Private Practice have had storylines about rape, but they were singular events that explored the repercussions. Yeah, because in the fucking show, there are no repercussions whenever somebody gets raped. I mean, the chick got pregnant when she got raped by 150 different people. There you go, repercussions. You wind up with some sort of, I was going to say parasite, but yeah, whatever. The best depictions don't just leave it at the dramatic device of the rape itself, said Scott Berkowitz, president of the Rape, Abuse, and Incest... Oh, I'm sure how this guy's going to go. Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, and an anti-sexual violence group. They use it to tell a deeper story about recovery and what effect it has on that person. But Game of Thrones does not seem to be doing that. To have sexual violence treated so cavalierly is very difficult to see that, said Mariah Bueller, a writer and editor of comic books who has contributed repeatedly to the online debate. It's too upsetting to see, and I just don't know that I can keep going with that. As for the books, readers say that Martin's presentation of rape underscores the harshness of his world, but some questions what they say is his over-reliance on it and an often lurid tone when writing about sexual matters. Like I said, it's fucking hot. The no means yes thing is there in the books. Oh, fuck you. No, it's not. I've read every one of these books, and never is there a no means yes feel to it. They're all very nasty. Said Sadie Doyle, an essayist who often writes about Game of Thrones. The sexualized punishments are there. It's in the text, and it's vital to the text. It's something that comes up over and over again. And honestly, fuck you. It doesn't come up that... Well, I mean, it comes up a lot, but...
So I was kind of trying to keep count. I lost count. But, like, how many rapes have there been in this show?
In the show itself? Like, legitimate fucking rapes? Well, not just like violent sex.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
another question.
There's a big difference between like aggressive sex between two people who are both being aggressive with each other, and fucking full on rape where it's like shove your face into the pillow and I'm gonna forcibly fuck you type rape. The forcibly fuck you type rapes, I would say that there's
like,
at
let's
least,
just talk about the rapes where the woman is saying no.
There's 13 shows in a season. And I would say roughly around 13 shows in a season.
64.
And I would say roughly
a show
per season. Well, I'm putting it into context. I would say roughly per season, there's maybe at most 4. You know, like in a season. I mean, there really weren't, like in the first season there was maybe 1 or 2. In the second season, again, there was maybe.
Hang on a second.
One
okay.
One or two.
Hang on a second. because I'm with the executives pretty much. Like it's art. They're free to do what they want. But think about 4 rapes in a season. How many seasons have there been? 3? 4
They're on their
seasons?
4th right now.
They're on their 4th right now. So,
And already
some more
they're-
rapes to come.
Already there have been 2. And I think they're on the 5th episode
so
comes
just-
out tomorrow.
So think about that for a second. Like, maybe they have a point that there's too much rape.
Yes, but I mean, it's not like they're raping for the sake of raping. You know what I mean? Like they're not just throwing it in there. Like there's never a scene where it's like a guy walks into a tavern and there's bitches being raped all over the place. You know what I mean? Like they're not just thrown in there like that. It's like it serves somewhat of a purpose to the story. It does.
Well, I would.
Really? I mean, it serves a purpose to the storyline. It does.
Well,
When Jamie rapes Cersei in that one episode,
I would assume it serves the storyline, because I mean that would be why they put it in there.
yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just like, all right, here's what's going on in the story. All right, time out. Here's this week's rape.
Like I said, it isn't like rape of the week. It isn't like rape of the week. Like I said, there isn't a time where 2 people are talking and in the background somebody throws some chick over a table and just fucking takes her.
Yeah, because I remember when. Did you watch Deadwood when it was out?
No.
Okay. Did you watch it, Dennis?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. So when it was popular, like people took a lot of like, I don't know, people objected to the fact that they used the word cocksucker so much.
I love the
In it.
word cocksucker.
Well, right. So they were always saying like they just think of anything to just use the word cocksucker in all their dialogue, and that's what people were complaining about. Obviously, HBO's up the ante because now we're just talking about rape. But it does see, and after watching
That's
Deadwood, after watching Deadwood, I mean, like it's a great show, and I said like I had no problem with the word cocksucker by any means, but
Being one, I would expect you wouldn't.
but they definitely use it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's almost like people like I can understand where people are coming from because think of any show ever made in history. 4 rapes every single season is not like something that you can just quickly.
It's like watching Walking Dead.
Draw.
I feel like I'm raped every time I have to sit through an episode.
Okay, different kind of rape. I'll be that guy.
Yeah, animal rape.
Different kind of rape.
No, I mean, like seriously,
I love zombie porn.
the way the situation comes out is, you know, it's
I'm just saying it's a lot of.
it's a
lot of
violent
rape.
fucking world. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
violent fucking world. The whole country is utterly war torn. If anything, it's a very accurate depiction
Yeah.
of what a scenario like that looks like.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You don't have to like sell me on the artistic integrity of the show. I get it. Like I'm with you, but it's a lot of rapes for people to handle.
But it's also not like it's not like out of an hour show, 20 minutes of it is a chick getting raped. It's usually
Right. It's just more rapes than people are
pretty
used
quick.
to.
Yeah, and you know
Right.
what? Fuck people.
Well, and people
Get used to it.
are gonna be
Get
they're
used
gonna
to
notice
rape.
that. Get used to rape. God, holy cow.
Well, if you're gonna watch, don't watch the show.
Well, okay,
If you don't like that, don't watch the show.
that's fine.
Or watch a censored version of it.
Yeah, or watch the
There is no
watch
censored
the non-rape
There isn't gonna be a
version
censored
of
of
the
the show.
It's on HBO.
Have a friend
Get
make
the rape beat chip.
But
I need all rapes removed from this, please.
seriously, I mean, it's an adult show. If you can't
It
be an adult,
Oh, it's on
And-
HBO. I thought it was on Disney. Sorry.
no. If you can't, car crash. If you can't,
Yes, sir.
if you can't watch an adult show like an adult, don't watch the show.
Yeah.
But you have to understand this is an extremely violent world. I think it opens with people being killed. The show itself, like the whole thing.
But that's just murder.
Yeah, well, we're fine with murder. But, like, it's a violent fucking world, and that shit happens. You know what was a really, really rapey book? Like, when it comes down to it, you want to talk about a whole lot of rape?
That's like the critical quote I want to see on top of some book someday. A really rapey book.
Well, my old joke
How do
about
you even spell rapey?
R-A-P-P-I-E.
See, I was going to go R-A-P-E-E. I was going to double E at the end.
Well, you can't use a Y because it'd just be silly. But that's too many below the line letters. But like, if you like, my old joke used to be about, I think it was the third book in the series. You know, you have that header line on the back of the book that says, you know, this guy's badass as fuck or whatever, like the thing is. I said that the header line for that book should be everybody gets raped, because in that book, a lot of people got raped.
Really rapey.
I mean, it was a really rapey book. But you know what was another really rapey book? The Bible.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fucking rape going on in that book. A lot of fucking rape going on in that book. So why aren't we
Rape, incest, yeah.
Why aren't we writing publishers that publish the Bible saying we're gonna make sure you get fired?
Because they're all dead who wrote the Bible.
No, but I mean, they still print it. It's the most.
No, they don't. It just appears.
It's the.
Write a letter to him. I'm not going to buy your Bible because it's way too rapey.
Yeah, way too rapey. Let's write the Gideons. Let's make them know, hey, fuckers.
Hey, thanks for putting the rapey book in my hotel room.
Yeah.
My kid read that.
There you go. Exactly.
And he just raped somebody.
And people encourage their children to read the Bible. That's a horrible book. It's very uplifting in sections. It's very good. It's inspiring in ways. But it's you take the good with the bad. Like they said in Bruce Almighty, when you're painting a beautiful picture, you gotta use a lot of dark fucking colors. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I don't think Morgan Freeman said fucking colors, but nevertheless, it's a dark fucking world. It's an evil fucking world. A lot of horrible fucking things happen in this world.
I was watching the history of, I think it was called Mankind or something. The AMC.
Is that Monty Python?
No.
Wrestler?
Yeah. Mick Foley told me one day, gotta read this, it's really rapey. No, about like the story about Genghis Khan, and I knew about Genghis Khan just from world history, but the thing I didn't learn in my world history class was that Genghis
raped
Khan
everybody.
And the Mongolians raped everybody. Everybody.
Oh, you're going with the thing that you could be related to them, or just about everyone else.
There's something like one in.
There's a percentage.
There's like, it was something ridiculously high, like a high percent, like 1 in 9. I'm probably wrong. I'm definitely wrong about that number.
Like I said,
but
we work on an element of ignorance.
That's awesome. I'm gonna do well.
Say what you want to say. If it's inflammatory against an actual person, it has to be allegedly. That's it. The only rules.
No, but it's something like
He's
1
dead,
in
he
9.
can't sue us.
1 in 9 Chinese citizens or whatever are descendants of Genghis Khan and the Mongolians. Or something. Yeah. Ridiculous. Really rapey
Group.
Yeah.
And a lot of the groups that they're probably targeting mostly in this type of an article is the groups that are like that. They're very savage. I mean, there was a group in the first season, very savage. They were all barbarians, essentially. And when they took over a village, they raped people. Like, they took all of the women as slaves, and they raped them. I mean, you're going to have that in war. Bitch is going to get raped. In the war that we're going on right now with, there are rapes happening. Not only with people that are being fought against, but people in our military. Raping other people in our military. Allegedly. I mean, there's a lot of cases with that are going on right now. There was a huge fucking debate about it.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean...
The sexual assault thing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's a part of fucking life.
Yep.
And I think...
I agree. It's... I can understand why people would be shocked because you don't see that a lot in shows.
Exactly.
But that's... But then going back to the artistic integrity, like, that's why it's... it's a really popular show because they make it the way they want to make it and they try and stay... I mean... true to history or true to human nature, I guess is
A reflection of it, yeah.
better term. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. It's just, if you don't like it, turn it off. But if you watch it, you're gonna see some rapes.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that type of thing because it it gives you something to think about. You know what I mean? If you see something that maybe offends you, wow. If you see something that maybe offends you, or that maybe you don't exactly agree with, there's two different reactions. And in the society we live with right now, the reaction is we're going to sue them and make sure that that person doesn't get to work anymore. And I think that's wrong. I think it should be, wow, this has brought something to light in my mind, and I want to discuss it. I want to have interactions with other people about it.
So are you saying like this is like the same story? This is the same issue then as the story before about the guy, like you said, apparently like said the N-word on
Oh, we haven't done that story
television.
yet. That's
Oh, that was the
we're
practice round.
Yeah. That was so practice.
Well, the show's ruined now.
Yeah, Brandon's just teased our next article.
There's my rookie mistake.
No, I mean, yeah, it does come. I mean, Don Imus
Well, let's get to that.
fired for nappy-headed hose, and should he have been fired for that?
Was he fired? I think he was fired. He had to apologize, but
He got fired for that.
Fired afterwards, even
After
he bent backwards
apologizing,
and kissed ass.
Even after going on Al Sharpton's fucking show and sitting there and letting that asshole ream him for a fucking entire show about how that was wrong, and the whole time he's sitting there going, I know, I was doing it out of a comedy sense, I wasn't trying to be serious about it, he still got fired after that shit. Like, I think he's back on the radio now.
Well, I think he's right. He technically didn't get fired. He just left.
he might have resigned or something.
Yeah.
But even
He got fired.
But
You
he
know.
didn't fucking resign because he felt
Yeah.
that it was a bad thing. He resigned because they said, look, you resign and you get fired. How do you want it to look on your
Probably.
resume?
Yes.
And
Allegedly.
I think that that's wrong. I don't think that people should be allowed to do that to other people. That's I mean,
no, I think
you work for a company,
yeah.
and if you are joking with a buddy at work, and you go, shut up, cocksucker, and somebody overhears you saying that, should you be fired for that?
It's a little different than what
Not at
the
all.
story that we're it is.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It
The
isn't.
degree of offense, absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
If you're sitting in a corner bullshitting with some other dude, you're having a private conversation, and you laugh at a joke he says, you're a cocksucker. And somebody who's eavesdropping on your private conversation overhears that and decides to make a fucking stink about it, instead of being a fucking adult and going, those people over there, I'm just gonna get. I mean, it's not like you're in the middle of the fucking lunchroom and there's 50 people in there and you're going, cock, fucking twat. You know, like you're having a conversation with a friend of yours who's not offended by that. You're not offended by it, obviously, because you're saying it. Who fucking gives a shit if they're offended by it? Who cares?
No,
It's not like you're out on the floor
No, I would care if
and you
somebody
say
was
it in front of a customer.
Well, I would care if somebody was offended by something I said.
Why?
Because I don't want to offend people. I don't want to be like. I don't want to
But if they're
intentionally
offended,
piss people off.
You were not intentionally doing it.
Well,
In this scenario,
I would say I'm sorry. I won't say that.
and you're
anymore.
sorry, and now we still have to fire you.
Okay.
You think that's right?
No, it wouldn't be right to fire me over that, but
that's what
in
happens.
reality, they wouldn't fire me anyway. But anyway.
In your situation, okay, but that's not in everybody's situation.
Well, yeah, you got to be on your friggin' best behavior if you're on the air.
But I don't agree with that. As long as it's within FCC standards, which the words nappy-headed hose.
Before federal regulation, before the private owner.
No, I'm not for that either. I think you should be able to. No.
But if he doesn't,
no. I'm not for that either. I think you should be able to say whatever you want to on whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just
do. You are able to say whatever you want to do, but if you're on some sort of platform or if you're representing some company or something, you risk having consequences brought upon you for doing what you do.
Yeah.
Period.
But I don't think that one person.
We're not talking about freedom of speech here.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. We're talking about representing a business. And if you are representing a business and you say something that you should not be saying, or you say something that
I don't disagree with a
trouble.
reprimand, but I don't think you should be fired.
okay,
People are getting fired.
yeah, some people deserve it though. Some people deserve to be fired for
You
saying
think
the shit
Don
they say.
Imus deserved to be fired?
I
For
think
saying nappy-headed heavens.
not for that, but I think he should have been fired because he's a shitty radio host.
Whatever, but that's your opinion.
Right.
And
exactly.
you are one person, and for every one of you, there's 100 people that listen to him.
Yeah, that's
You know
fine.
what I mean?
And I don't listen to him. That's fine.
I think Howard Stern should be fired because he's a shitty fucking radio host now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Opie and
Allegedly.
Anthony... No, fuck that, he is. I think that Opie and Anthony should have been fired, definitely, for the sex in St. Patrick Cathedral thing. That was
Why?
fucked
They
up.
didn't even do that.
It was broadcast on the air. I've listened to that show quite a few times. It was broadcast on the air.
He
Yeah,
jerks off to it.
But what if they?
but I don't think they should have been fired for.
What if they didn't broadcast it on the air?
Well, then
They still put them up to it. in some
yeah,
sort
I
of
mean,
degree.
Right.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I would agree
because it was on the list. But I don't think they should have been fired for the prank that they played on April Fools, where they said the mayor was dead.
That caused
They were
panic.
fired for that too.
I can see why they got
I could see why they got fired for it,
that causes
But-
panic in the city.
but
But you're saying this. You're saying two different things though. You're saying they should be able to say whatever they want, but then you're also saying they should have been fired for it. You're essentially saying exactly the same thing I'm saying.
No,
That's why I said that.
encouraging somebody to commit a crime for the radio show,
Yeah.
not good. Doing a joke on April Fool's Day and saying mayor's dead, I think that's a gray area.
I don't know about that situation. I didn't even know about that issue.
Yeah, well, that was one of
Yeah.
the things they got fired for.
I could see how that could cause some panic.
Yeah, why the panic? Really?
And that's
Okay,
and that's a crime.
if
actually.
I say- if
inducing
I
panic
say-
is a crime. That's like yelling fire in a
Fucking-
crowded theater.
And there's a big fucking difference between fire in a crowded theater and the mayor's dead. Really, were there riots that day? If they
Which
came
mayor are
out
we
and
talking
said
about?
Robart's dead, do you think Cuyahoga Falls is gonna burn? No! People are gonna go, oh no shit, and that's gonna be it. His family may be
I'm
concerned.
pretty sure some. Yeah, exactly. And it's protecting the family there. That's why they don't release names of murder victims or whatever, car
But,
crashes
I mean,
or something until they inform the family of what's going on.
But there's a whole fucking hashtag line on Twitter of celebrities that are dead. They said Will Smith was dead not too long ago. Did that incite a panic? No.
No,
I think if it gets to Will Smith's family before there's any explanation,
Then
it could definitely.
Wouldn't you think they'd go, oh shit, I need to fucking call people, and they're gonna call people, and they're gonna go, he's not dead, and they're gonna go, oh.
Yeah, and I think that any kind of like news outlet or organization or whatever, like you have to have some kind of there's some implied responsibility
Okay.
to reporting what you report. Though.
So then, do you think that the person that edited the audio from the George Zimmerman reporting, when he edited it to where George Zimmer was saying he's a thug out here, he's black, and took out the context of the police officer saying what nationality is he, and made it seem like he's more racist as opposed to being informative and answering questions, you think they should be fired? Because they weren't.
I don't know the ins and outs of that actually. I don't.
Well,
I didn't know about any editing or anything.
That was what happened. They reported it on the news. They took the 911 call of George Zimmerman, and they edited it down to where they said he's a kid out here. He's wearing a hoodie. He looks suspicious. And then the next part of it was the officer saying, "What nationality is he?" And George Zimmerman said, "He looks black." And they edited out the question. So instead of a back and forth, it was, there's a kid out here, he's wearing a hoodie, he looks suspicious, he's black. Which is changing the context completely of the statement. It makes him look more like he's looking at a black kid and saying he looks suspicious.
I think when you're reporting the news and you're misrepresenting facts, yes, you should be held accountable.
They weren't.
Okay.
And why is Fox News
You're
doing
asking
that?
my opinion, though.
I know.
Yeah,
but
that's my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm continuing the debate here. You know what I mean? Like that, there's very much a hypocrisy to it. I mean, I'm getting in, I'm hopefully someday getting into a profession where this is going to be what I'm going to do, and people aren't going to like me because I say cunt or whatever else, and they're not going to like me for that. Should they have the power to write my sponsors and get me fired, take away my money?
No, because it's the kind of, but you're not portraying yourself in the same light as Fox News, CNN, whatever it may be. Like
I'm still reporting the news in a sense.
Yeah, but you're reading from articles that have already been written.
Oh yeah, I'm plagiarizing the shit.
No, you're not plagiarizing. No, it's not even plagiarizing. You're just referencing stuff that's in the news. That's fine.
Exactly.
That's exactly what like Rover and Alan Cox.
But then I throw my opinions in on it.
That's fine.
And if
that's why it's an opinion piece.
And if my opinions are unpopular, people can have me fired from sponsors.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can.
No. I mean,
all they need to do is start writing letters, and all it takes is one for a sponsor to go, "Oh shit, we can't have our association with this person."
So even if that's true, then let's say, why can't a sponsor then? Why shouldn't a sponsor be able to stand up to that person and say, "No, I'm not going to drop him"?
That's a damn fucking good question.
Okay, there you go.
But they don't because they're so worried about losing their money. McDonald's is so worried about losing the fucking $300 a year they're going to make off of one fat person that doesn't like a show that fucking.
Well, it sounds like in the article that we started with way back whenever this
Baphomet
started.
I forgot.
No, the Game of Thrones thing. It sounds like HBO stood up for the writers and the show directors and stuff.
And that's awesome, but you don't see that often.
You don't. You're right. You're right about that.
I mean, look at Tiger Woods. He fucked 150 hoes in his private time, and it got leaked out, and he lost 90% of his sponsors. They dropped him.
Yeah, that's their decision, though.
Yeah, but that's sad.
Why? That's their money. It's their allowed to do whatever they want.
I understand that, but they should be able to say, "Look, we don't support him for his private life. We support him for what he does out on the fucking course."
Yeah. But some corporations are lazy and they don't care. They care about whatever looks best right now. Let's just cut our losses.
And that's fucking sad. More
right.
people in this country need to be able to go, "Fuck you. I don't give a shit if you're offended. Don't watch."
Well, there's also a gray line that kids look up to him.
And kids should look up to him. I want my boy to want to fuck chicks. I want him to fuck as many chicks as he possibly can.
So you want them to cheat on their wives and fuck as many chicks as they can?
If his wife isn't eating his ass and that's what he's into, he's got to find it somewhere.
As long as they're millionaires, that's all I care.
Well, as long as I'm a millionaire, I ain't gonna care. All right. Where was I? But she added, at a certain point, you get the feeling.
Back to the article.
The hell are we? I forget the article now.
Yeah, what's next?
Oh, you want to just skip all this?
What's the article? I forgot what it is.
This is the fucking Game of Thrones one.
We're still on that?
Yeah.
I thought we talked to death.
Hey, didn't we agree to disagree? No, we agreed to agree.
Okay. Well, all right. Then I guess we're fucking done with this one. Watch Game of Thrones. It's a great show. Be on tomorrow night.
It's real rapey.
It's real rapey. But rapiness is a part of fucking life. Yeah, and this is actually what happens. While I wait for the next article to load up, Dennis just plays fucking clips.
I'm doing it on purpose.
Alright, BBC News. Jeremy Clarkson, BBC upgrades presenter over racist clip. Clip?
I'm sorry.
Racist clip.
You lose the article?
The BBC says it has left Jeremy Clarkson in no doubt about how seriously it takes allegations he used racist language while filming Top Gear. Clarkson has apologized and asked for forgiveness after a clip of him reciting the nursery rhyme, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, was published by The Mirror. Although he mumbles the offending word, the presenter clearly begins by saying the letter N. Responding to the row, the BBC issued a strongly worded statement. Jeremy Clarkson has set out the background to this regrettable episode. We have made it absolutely clear to him the standards the BBC expects on air and off. We have left him in no doubt about how seriously we view this. Clarkson initially denied using the racist term, telling his 3.3 million Twitter followers, I did not use the N-word. Never use it. The Mirror has gone way too far this time. But the newspaper responded by posting a clip of the incident, which was filmed in 2012 and never broadcast. On Thursday night, Clarkson released a video statement begging forgiveness for the error. This time he admitted he had appeared to mumble the offensive word despite attempting not to.
This story's from 2012?
The event happened in 2012. The story is from right now.
They're still
And
bitching
it's
about
just,
it.
what? How did this come out? Like,
Well, they didn't. The Mirror posted the video today.
they got a hold of it or something?
Yeah, they got a hold of it, and now they're fucking blowing up the spot.
Wow.
Exactly. Yet again, people can ruin you for any little random fucking thing you do. I was mortified by this, horrified. It was a word I loathe. I did everything in my power to ensure that that word did not get on the program that was transmitted. Editor of the Voice newspaper, George Ruddock, said that if it was clear Clarkson had used the offensive term, the BBC should take some action. And here's an asshole. A fucking editor. BBC should fire this dick. This is essentially what he's saying. Why? Brandon, comment. Dennis, comment. If you were in a normal workplace, it would certainly call for disciplinary action, he told BBC Radio 5 Live. How often is he going to keep apologizing for these things? Blah, blah, blah. Guy's an asshole. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I want to get down to the part where he doesn't. All right. Production notes. On Friday, Clarkson spoke to The Sun, where he writes a column and attempted to explain the incident. I wish to God my attempts to cover up that word were better, he said. I was simply mumbling, saying ner, or something similar, anything but the N-word. It was my mistake, and I apologize for not covering it up, but if you look closely at the footage, you can see what I'm trying to do. Nerp. He also showed the newspaper production notes for the Top Gear episode, in which he attempted to have the offensive word removed. The 54-year-old told producers, I didn't use the N-word here, but I've just listened through my headphones, and it sounds like I did. Is there another take? Although the clip was never broadcast on the BBC Two show, the corporation...
Did I just say the N-word?
The corporation said it had received more than 300 complaints following recent media coverage. 300 complaints. Who fucking cares? It's not like those 300 people aren't going to watch the BBC. It's the only fucking channel that British people have.
Wait. Those 300 people will call 300 other people.
And they're going to go, why the fuck do I care? Previous incidents, and here's where it gets sketchy again.
Yeah. Here's why the guy should really be fired.
It is not the first time the Top Gear presenter has been accused of racism. The BBC apologized in 2011 after an episode in which co-presenter Richard Hammond called Mexicans feckless and flatulent, and Clarkson joked they would not receive complaints because the Mexican ambassador would be asleep. Which I think is kind of funny.
Wow.
Apologies were also made for an episode broadcast in March in which Clarkson used the word slope as an Asian man crossed a newly built bridge over the River Kwai in Thailand. The use of the word, which is a derogatory term for Asian people, if you didn't know, led to complaints and the threat of legal action from Equal Justice, a law firm specializing in discrimination cases. And it's not discriminating. It's not like he said, somebody should not hire that slope. He fucking said, there's a slope. Like, how is that a discrimination case? Brandon, comment? You look like you want to say something. You're not talking.
I'm lost.
What? What do you mean you're not lost?
How old did they say this guy is?
54.
You've never seen him?
You ever watched Top Gear?
I might have. I probably know who it
Good
is.
show. It's a good show. The host on it, really racist. It's hysterical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the story started out
Allegedly,
so,
really racist.
so differently, and then it got pretty damning toward the end. But yeah, it started out like this happened 2 years ago, and the audio sounds pretty funny, like where he actually calls himself out, like,
Nerd.
Did I say the N-word just then? Because I kept telling myself I wasn't going to. I thought I was just saying nerp, but it sounds like I did.
Again, it's another one of those things where too many small groups have the power to fire people. I mean, nobody else can do that.
Well, but let's be honest.
And even
this guy.
and even going back to the situation before where I said if you get fucking caught saying cock to somebody at work, it's not like, you know, the people for the ethical treatment of poultry is gonna fucking sue you over that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be sued by some.
Is that a group? Is that
I don't know. You're not gonna be sued by some, you know, as far as I'm concerned, racist group.
Well, is he being sued? Was there any talk of
they
him being
said
sued?
legal.
Yeah, I mean, there was legal things about the slope reference that he was getting sued by a group for non-discrimination. And I consider all the NAACP, I consider them all to be hate groups. Every one of them. Fucking PETA, hate group. Because they sue people for fucking stupid shit. If I make leather clothing, I shouldn't have PETA throwing red paint on my fucking place. It's a hate group.
Alright.
It's like burning a cross on my front yard.
Going back to this guy, though. This doesn't sound like
That's a little stretch.
This doesn't sound, here's my thing. This doesn't sound like an isolated incident with this guy. It sounds like he's got.
Hey, he's a funny guy.
No.
He's making
No.
comedy.
Well, he's been on
But
TV
he's trying
for like
to
over
be
20
funny.
years.
Yeah, and he's trying to be funny.
He's got 2 incidents. 2.
Three. There were 3.
Okay, 3 in 20 years.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's...
How many? Yes.
How many rapes need to be in a fucking season of a show
No.
for it to be bad?
This is different than that, though.
How
No,
many
it's
times...
not.
Yes, it is, because this is.
But who gives a shit if he's racist? He's not there talking about equality. He's talking about cars.
How... As long as
And he
he's been
doesn't like
alive,
Ford. Should he be
How
sued
many-
by
how-
Ford
have
because he
you
doesn't like
slipped?
them?
Have you ever slipped?
What do you
And
mean
said-
slipped?
Said something that you shouldn't have that's kind of racist.
To other people that don't understand if I am joking or not, even if I don't.
How many of those slips does it take for your racist?
I have never said the N-word in like public to anybody. Like,
Yes, you have.
not this.
Don't look at me and say that.
No, it's here's the
You
thing.
said it
this
at the
guy,
bar.
This guy, at the
Son?
bar,
Yeah,
at the
you
bar.
said it at the bar before.
You said it at
Not
our
2
house
people.
once.
You said it to us, hanging out with you. But if somebody overhears you, now all of a sudden you're getting
But
sued
you were
by Al
really messed
Sharpton.
up that night. I don't know if you
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, this is how quickly
Somebody
it
like
evolves.
me is not in like
no,
a
somebody
position.
like you doesn't have enough money to where it's worth it to sue.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair point. I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong. There are frivolous lawsuits going on all the time, but
Yeah.
some people deserve to be outed as assholes. And
Okay.
this guy's an asshole. And if the station wants to get rid of him because he's an asshole, then they should. They should be allowed to.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of assholes on the news.
But they don't say or almost say the N-word or talk about.
He didn't say the N-word. He said nerd.
Right. Or call a guy a slope. Like, first of all, who? Did you know what that meant when you read the article? Did you know what that? Have you
Yeah.
heard that before?
I've watched
I watched
Oh,
fucking
I didn't.
the Karate Kid.
that too.
I've
The
never
fucking
heard
the
that.
teacher calls him a slope.
I've never. I might have heard that before, but I've never thought about like what it would mean or anything. Like
Do we have to teach you all the
You're
racist
very-
words?
I guess, yeah. I
Brandon
guess.
was a virgin until he was married,
Mm.
which I later found out was a lie. Lied.
Then why did you just say that then?
Because I wanted to call you
Why
out for
not
being an
purport-
asshole.
Why not purport lies so I can sue you later once you?
Because
actually,
I
like,
wanted to call you
make
out for
some money.
being an asshole.
How does that make me an asshole though?
Because you lied to me.
No, fair enough. No, but like, if you're caught like on the air saying shit that you should not be saying,
He said nerd.
and calling somebody a slope,
No, the guy was
or
probably a slope.
talking about how the Mexican president or something would be asleep
Was
on
done
the
in
job or
humor.
something.
Was done in humor.
Yeah. In bad taste, humor.
I thought
You
it
ever
was funny.
seen Richard Pryor on stage?
Oh, Kevin Hart.
But he's a comedian.
Ke-
This anchor man is
And
reporting
he's
the
not
news.
he's not the anchor.
Or
man.
He's not. No, he's a
He's-
host of a TV show about
That's-
cars,
and it's
and
a funny show.
It's a comedic show.
About cars, not about minorities or whatever else he wants to riff on, right?
You'd have
Yeah,
to see
pretty
the show.
much. I mean, it is.
I don't fault.
And
What
he's
did I
British.
just say?
He's British too.
And he's
Oh, he's British. Oh, well, geez, you should have said something about that. It's okay now.
They have a different. I mean, they say cunt as if it was anything else. They say cunt as many times as they say hi in a normal
Here's the thing:
conversation.
when you're putting something out there in the public sector, whatever it is, like you're gonna offend somebody probably.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to face the repercussions of that.
I don't think it should lead to firing.
I think it's well. I think that's up to whoever is
Yeah, but
whoever
they
he works with.
make those decisions based solely on the pressure of the people from the
It doesn't
community.
sound like that though, because it sounds like he's done it a few times before, and I'm sure people complained about it before. So they stuck up for him a couple times, but fucking Clarkson went off again, and now this is out. Now we got to deal with this.
But he didn't do anything.
And it sounded like, yeah, and it sounded
And
like
he
to the
tried
point-
really hard to make sure that didn't get out. But some asshole fucking leaked that shit, and now they're making a shitstorm on him about it. That's fucking wrong.
If you strike out too many times, you're out. Yeah. You with me?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just don't think it's right that your job, when you're in a job where your job is to entertain people, I don't think that you should be subject to a firing because you say the wrong thing in the eyes of some people.
No, I think you're wrong. I think you definitely should be held accountable to some degree to certain things that you decide to say. You decide at the end of the day what comes out of your mouth.
I think it's art and you have an artistic license.
I think with some things you do and certain things you don't.
Any form of entertainment is an art form. It is. In my opinion, it is. From comedy to dramas. Any form of entertainment is an art form.
Okay.
Are you
The
porn?
news,
What about porn?
porn, also an art form.
There is a lot of finger painting.
Hey, there you go.
Nicely done.
But I mean, it's an art form, and you should have a freedom of expression in that. You should be willing. You
Yeah,
should be
and-
capable to say what you want to say.
I think you're allowed to say whatever you want to say. You can't be held accountable in a court of law for any of that.
But you
you
can
run.
be.
But you run the risk. No, he's not going to be criminally charged for any of this.
He's getting sued.
That's civil. That's different.
Yeah.
That's different. And I'm sure they won't have much of a case either, because like I said before, people file stupid lawsuits all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that the lawsuit is stupid,
I can't wait for my first one.
but
It's going to be a woman's organization, I can tell.
or anybody else.
You know who it's probably going to be? I bet you it's going to be you. You're the one with all the rape stories. You're the one with all the rape stories.
No, but still, like, yeah, he shouldn't be like criminally charged for any of the stuff he's saying, but you run the risk of facing the consequences of your job or whoever if you say something stupid that the boss doesn't agree with.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that I have a kick-ass boss in the job that I'm trying to kick off. Because I personally don't care what I say. You can't say anything fucked up. I'm free license.
That's fine, and I'm the same way.
Right.
But I also understand that I need to cater to my boss too. Like, I can't just go up to him and start saying like, "Hey, did you see that N-word the other day?"
How do you know you
I
can't
would
say that to him?
understand-
He might be cool with it.
He might be.
Yeah, you never
Which
know until
would-
you throw it out there. I
which-
think you should do that
Which
tomorrow.
would definitely make it really weird for me. So,
Would you be upset if your boss was cool with that?
yeah, I would actually. I would be.
Why?
Because I don't want to know that about my boss. I wouldn't sue him though. but I wouldn't like working for him.
Why not? What difference does it make?
It
What do his personal opinions matter as far as your work is concerned?
because I want to work for somebody that I believe in and am inspired by. They're my boss. They're the ones telling me what to do, trying to get me. Yeah,
Well,
go
as
get
long
'em.
as he's not telling you to hang anybody, what difference should it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference, I guess. I don't know why, but I don't want to know that.
It's your personal beliefs.
Yeah,
Glad to have you on the show.
all right. I'm glad to be here. This is fun.
All right, I'm done. Dennis, do you have anything else you want
Yes.
to talk about?
I want to find out if besides me and you, I want to ask Brandon, have you seen The Man of Steel?
Yeah, the Superman movie.
Yeah,
everyone.
Yeah.
Now, everyone in the world pretty much has the same opinion. It was a horrible movie.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was a great movie.
Okay.
What do you think?
Hmm.
I can tell you why I thought it was a good movie.
Did you? Let me ask you this first before I answer. Did you find anything wrong with the movie?
Let me think. No.
I don't think Amy Adams was in enough skimpy outfits.
I mean, there were some plot holes, like how Perry White?
Yeah.
Whatever, the reporters, they seem to be teleporting around the city.
Yes. That was. There's two things I had. Two problems I had with the movie, and that was one of them. They seem to be always in the right place at the right time.
But they're reporters. They're supposed to be.
But I'm not talking. That's
was
not
the time.
why I like the movie.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He's too goody two shoes. The original Superman in all the other movies. This movie showed him he's human. That's why I liked it.
I actually really liked the movie. We already talked about the one thing I had wrong with it. The other thing I had wrong with it is the fight scenes. Well, especially the fight scene between him and Zod. Holy crap! How many times can they keep crashing through buildings?
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, come on, get on with it.
All right. Dennis kind of introduced me to this with Lord of the Rings. Because I was watching that movie and I'm like, it's two old men throwing each other around.
Oh, okay.
And Dennis is like, look, that's how wizards fight. They're not fucking casting fireballs at each other and shit like that. They're beyond that. It's not a degree of I'm gonna do something aggressive against you. It's more of a mental battle of aggressive wits because they can manifest their mental states physically. So you're not gonna have the huge pyrotechnics of giant ass fireball defended. You know, it's gonna be I'm throwing you around with sticks until I can get both stabs, and now you're fucked, and I'm gonna stick you up on the roof and just leave your ass there because I can't really kill you because you're essentially a god. Same thing with Superman and Zod. How else are they going to fight with each other? They can't just duke it out. And if they do, they're hitting each other with so much force that they're going to go somewhere. Because if you don't do it that way, if it just looks like they're on par with each other technically.
Superman's also holding back in that fight because he doesn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. So they're both on par with each other physically, technically, except for Superman's been living with his powers all of his life, and Zod has just come into it. So you're going to have that kind of gradation in the skill
Which
level.
explains the ending, where everyone has a problem with that.
Yeah.
He's fighting against the heat
Yeah.
heat beams. He's fighting.
Trying
he
to
doesn't
keep
want
his
to
head
break
from
his
moving.
head. He doesn't want. He's trying to hold
Oh,
it there.
yeah.
He finally goes, I have to force this, and kills him.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had a problem with that scene. I didn't.
Why? Because they didn't think he could.
No, because he killed him. Because Superman's
because
not
Superman
supposed to
killed
actually
somebody?
kill
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Well, he killed an alien.
Yeah, well. But, I mean, that's where you're getting the... Yeah, they're going to be crashing through buildings all through the city because...
I understand.
Otherwise, it's
why
boring
they
as
had.
fuck.
I understand why they had to fight that way. I'm just saying they showed it a lot.
Because that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
While Man of Steel has too much punching people through buildings, Game of Thrones a little too rapey.
Well, I guess it doesn't bother me because I read a lot. I read a lot of comic books, and that's how comic book fights
Yeah, that's
go.
how comic book fights go, too. It was very accurate.
Well, okay, but think about if
Especially
if you had like 10 straight pages of comic books of them just flying through.
Yeah, that's
That's
kind of
what
what you got.
happens.
That's why
You're
I
right,
don't
like
read
the-
Superman.
Like the death of Superman. There's just pages after
Oh
pages.
yeah, they utterly destroyed Metropolis.
Okay, then
through the course of that
kudos
fight.
to
And that was an entire book.
who made the movie? Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah.
Fine.
So kudos to him for staying true to the comics. But those were the only complaints I had. But
I've heard those.
In the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things, though, I mean, those were minimal in my opinion. I loved the I thought the origin story was the most interesting one I've ever seen.
You know what part I really, really liked? The explanation of the S.
Oh yeah, I
I
like that
thought
too.
that was genius.
I just don't understand why people hated that movie so much.
Oh, there was a lot of people that were like, "Fuck this shit! I hate
Yeah.
this fucking movie."
I love my favorite part of the whole movie though was when Zod like comes to Earth and all the like changes all the televisions and stuff.
Yeah. Takes over communication.
Holy crap! If that actually like
Oh
happened
god.
like that, how
Yeah, you want to
terrifying
talk
would
about
that be?
inciting fucking panic?
Oh yeah, for sure. What? Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what the story you were talking about.
See, I'm looking forward because he's also doing Batman versus Superman and Justice
I
League.
really have no interest in that movie, and it
But
doesn't have
he's
anything to
doing
do
it.
with Ben Affleck. It doesn't have anything to do with that one douchebag playing fucking Lex Luthor. I just think that it's gonna be stupid.
See, I'm also a fan of Watchmen, and everyone, like, no one liked that movie.
No, that one I did not like.
Why?
Blue Penis.
No, I don't care.
There was
I know a lot of
Blue
people
Penis.
hated it just for that.
No, it's fine.
I loved it just for that.
You would.
The only thing I really liked about
No
the movie
comment.
was the
Just steamrolling right
Blue
past that one.
Penis. No, I love the opening credits. Those were awesome.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
But no, I couldn't. I hated the movie because I couldn't even. I'm trying to even remember the story.
It's a whole social commentary on life itself.
And I mean, maybe I just didn't get it then because
It breaks down to, like, do you kill so many people to get peace
yeah,
or not?
and it's also kind of a racial type thing.
That too.
Everybody hated super beings because they had
powers.
jealousy.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. The characters just didn't grab me for some reason. The only one that did was Rorschach.
Yeah, everybody loves Rorschach.
I love that actor too.
Yeah.
Jackie Earle Haley. He's great.
Honestly, the first time I watched it, I was kind of like,
Oh man,
Like-
I had to watch it a couple times before I
Yeah.
started digging into it.
I only gave it one try.
the second time I watched it, I was like, this is an amazing movie. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, what the? And I did an entire rant about that movie all the way home. I thought that it was crap, and I had 151,000 reasons why. I gave every single one of them. And then I watched it a second time because I was just bored as fuck, and I'm like, I got 4 hours to kill. I'll watch it again. And I loved that movie.
What changed then? Like, what did you see differently?
The first time I watched it, I wanted to watch a comic book flick. I wanted to be able to turn my mind off and just be brainlessly entertained.
Maybe that's the problem I had then, because I think I went in maybe with expectations and they weren't satisfied.
The second time I watched it, I said, okay, I kind of want to do some thinking here. And I watched it with that mindset and thought that it was brilliant. I thought that every scene, like I went from hating every scene for specifically at least one reason, if not 100, to I love every scene for specifically one reason, if not 1,000.
Did you read the books?
No.
Nope. Did you, Dennis?
No, but I always wanted to.
You know what I thought was a fucking awful shit movie, and I don't think I'll fucking be swayed on that one. No
300?
matter how many times I watch it. No. Fucking Hunger Games.
Never saw it.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
You hated it?
God, that was a piece of
The
shit.
book or the
Did
movie?
you read the book?
No, I never read the book. I make a choice. I say I'm either going to read the book or I'm going to watch the movie.
Mhm.
Because ultimately you get upset. And that used to be my opinion. Now watching
Well,
Game
you
of
watched
Thrones.
the porno version of it.
Yeah. Well, that was great. But now watching Game of Thrones, I've kind of changed my opinion on it because I look at things a little bit differently than I used to. But I
grown up.
thought it was a I thought it was a horrible shit movie. It was boring. There was no action in it.
It sucked.
It was
terrible.
God fucking
And
awful.
I read the
movie.
book too. And the book is really good.
Is it?
I hate the ending. but the book is really well done. It's very exciting. Like every chapter,
Maybe I gotta read the book.
every chapter you're like, I can't stop reading now because they ended like every chapter ends on a cliffhanger.
I love those.
It's really good. It's easy to read. But the movie was god awful.
It was just boring. It was like every scene had no purpose.
Yeah.
Except to further the movie,
Well,
which at the end had no purpose.
The acting was horrible too. I thought.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
You watch any other movie with Woody Harrelson and then watch that.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah. But like the thing that really just
White man
fucking
can't jump.
like I thought it was crap until the ending, and then it infuriated me.
Oh, you hated the ending too?
Like
The ending
all right,
is the same in the book. Yeah.
all right. It's clear now that you guys might win, so
Spoilers.
we're gonna make it to where it's tougher for you to win because now you both gotta win. Okay, we lied. No, now you gotta kill each other. Oh, you're gonna kill each other both? Oh, okay, well then you both win.
Yeah.
Like it was such a pussy fucking cop out piece of shit bullshit.
Like you could almost, and that's the same way the book ends. And I kept thinking like, God, I can see the author writing the book and thinking like, I want to end it like this, but I gotta write.
God, was it written by a woman? Shows.
What if they want more?
Dude,
You know, what if they want a sequel? Like, I don't know. Yeah,
no, I just
hated
think
that.
it was a wishy-washy, fucking bullshit, just way to just cock around the audience.
Mhm.
And just, like, okay, now we're going to make it interesting. Okay, now it's fucking interesting. Yeah, no, we'll take that away.
Mhm.
But we're going to pretend like it's going to be more interesting.
Yep.
But, no, we ain't going to do that.
Yep, I agree.
And, like, I just hated that fucking piece
The
of
book
shit.
The book is worth it though. In spite of the ending, the book is worth reading, and it's quick too, very very quick.
Well, maybe I'll have to read. Maybe this will be a
Large letters.
a thing that I'll read the book for instead of watching. Because like Harry Potter, I watch the movies and I love the movies. I don't have any desire to read the fucking books.
I lost interest in the Harry Potter movies.
Did you? I can see how that would happen.
Once the original Dumbledore died,
Yeah,
the new one, he's a good actor.
I love that
can't think
actor.
of his name.
he was
He's a
in
great-
Toys.
He's a good actor. It's just he's not the same.
Yeah,
Richard Harris was the original one. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
and
great.
he died.
And who's the new one?
He was the guy who was in Toys. He was the fucking
I know Robin Williams.
the uncle. He was the fucking the crazy military guy.
What's another movie?
I'm looking it up.
Shit, fuck if I know. Yeah,
Oh, it's Gambon. Michael Gambon.
Oh, okay.
Should have known that.
I don't know the name, but I know him. Yes.
I think he's a great actor. I think honestly, like he
He played Dumbledore different. And
Yeah,
Richard Harris.
I think
You can also see caring behind him, and
I wouldn't go there. Like I think that
there was a more mystical edge way he played him too.
well, he played him more like he was playing a wizard, and I think the second guy played him more like he was playing a person that happens to be a wizard. Like
Right,
the
I like
first
that
guy
one.
played him as I'm a wizard who happens to be a person. Like he was trying too much to be Gandalf. The second guy was trying too much to be Dumbledore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the first actor was trying to be too aloof and I'm too badass for the fucking room. Whereas the second guy was like, look, I have a human side. And I think he brought out the human side more. That's why I really didn't. I mean, I liked them both. I thought they both fit the character. But I think that for the later movies, I think that the first actor would have fallen a little bit short because he had to be more mischievous. You know, he couldn't be like in the first movie when Dumbledore helps out the kids, he's pretty fucking blatant about it. And in the later movies, he has to be a little more sly because they're getting older and he can't so much be holding them by the hands and leading them through it. So he had to be a little bit more tricksy in the way that he did shit.
Like I didn't even watch the last 3 at all. I just got
they were
fed,
good.
I got fed
liked
up
them.
in the series.
I only saw the first 2 movies.
Oh, really?
I read the first 2 books too, and I hated both.
I just know, like I went, like I think part 6, I went in, and all of a sudden there was like 15 wizards on the screen, and they're all talking to each other. I'm like, I've never seen these characters in the first 5 movies.
Yeah, well,
And I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't know what's going on anymore, and I feel like I
it
skipped the movie somehow.
well, and that's another thing to where like the whole thing that I've come to realize now with between books and movies. You write a book, and you can put a whole bunch of shit into it, and you can have it all be explained and described and fit together seamlessly. You do a movie, and you now have to take all that shit and you have to distill it into the components that are necessary, and you have to portray it as much as you can visually as possible to have it all kind of come across.
Well, the other problem was she wasn't finished writing the books when the movies were coming out.
Yeah.
And every time she didn't like something in one of the movies, she changed the character in the book.
Yeah, and that was another fucking kind of a shitty, yet again, female author.
Well, she said after it was all done with that, she didn't like that Ron Weasley ended up with Hermione at the end. She thought that Harry Potter and her should have ended up together.
Well, also
that doesn't make sense.
Also, another thing, and like one of my major complaints in the beginning of Game of Thrones was they changed a lot. They added a lot of scenes. They took out a lot of scenes. They took a lot of elements from scenes and kept some of it, but changed others. And I had a lot of disagreements to it. But then I started to kind of come to the realization of this is a wildly popular book series, and everybody's reading it. And if you make it exactly like the books, yeah, that's going to be cool. But at the same time, why bother watching it? Read the fucking book.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I want to have something different now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I want to be titillated in different ways. I need more rape.
No, like with
and that's the thing. In the books, there's a hell of a lot more rapes going on than in the fucking show. And they took out 100 rapes and put in like an extra one. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another thing. They added one more rape that wasn't in the book series. All the rest of them are in it. But that one rape fleshes out the characters more. Laugh if you want to, but it makes the character. It
happens for a reason.
It happens for a better reason than most of the other rapes that happen in the show, and it's the one that was added for effect. You know what I mean? And it's the one that they bitch about in that article where Jaime rapes Cersei, and it was an added fucking scene that wasn't in the book, but it was like he gets caught.
Well, don't tell me everything. I haven't seen the show.
Well,
I was gonna watch the show.
I'm describing it so you understand the context.
I know rapes.
He gets caught. He's a prisoner. When he comes back, she fucking denies him attention, and he gets fucking frustrated to the point because he's got a lot of shit going on in his head fucking too. So he gets just frustrated to the point where he kind of rapes her.
Rapes her?
Well, he really rapes her.
What's kind of rape? Just sticks the tip in?
No, he pretty much fully on did it. But, you know, I can see the perspective that they tried to say where by the end it was consensual. I can see where they're coming with that. It's kind of a weak kind of fucking thing to say about it because it really isn't.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
It's pretty rapey the whole way through. But, like, you know, I didn't have a problem with it. And I don't understand how people do it. You're watching a very dark fucking world. Very nasty things are happening. And you pretty much know by the second episode where this shit's going. And if you aren't going to be entertained by that, you should know well enough to say, this might not be for me.
There we go.
There we go. Anything else?
Nah, just back to the book thing. Remember when we saw Lord of the Rings and the people we went to see with hated it because they read the books. They wouldn't even give the movies a chance.
Yeah, because it was changed and it was altered way too much.
And I explained to you why they like the differences and why they did it, and it just made more sense for the movie.
Yeah. I still think my favorite thing when we had the discussion about Tom Bombadil, because everybody had a problem because they didn't put Tom Bombadil in.
I wish he was in it, but I know why they didn't do it.
Yeah, I look at Dennis and I'm like, I've never read the books. Who the fuck is Tom Bombadil and why does anybody give a shit about this character? And he's like, well, he is essentially, isn't he like, he's a Mithrandi. He's one of, like, Gandalf. And he's one of their race. And he's retardedly powerful. And he's not concerned with...
But he's also forgetful, too. So.
Yeah. And he's not really concerned with a whole lot with what's going on in the actual world. He's just kind of doing his own fucking thing. And at one point, they get to his house, and Frodo's like, you're fucking powerful. Take the goddamn ring. Help me deal with it. And he's like, I'd lose it. And if you put that in a movie, everybody's gonna be like, why the fuck am I watching this shit? Like, if this guy doesn't give a flying fuck, why do I care? Like, and I understand that. And you can't do that, because that just discredits the next 6 hours of movie that they're gonna be expecting you to watch.
And I'm tired of hearing people on the internet, why didn't they use the Eagles just to fly the ring there?
Because otherwise, there's no.
The Ira Sauron was watching.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a whole distraction.
Yeah, why doesn't James Bond, when he meets Goldfinger, just fucking shoot him in the face and be done with it? Because then the fucking credits roll and you watch the 10-minute movie. And that ain't fucking entertaining.
Like,
he's got to be strapped to the table.
Aragorn had to take a whole army there just to distract them so they can get into the mountain to drop the ring.
Yeah, 2 little midgets got to get there, man. I think the real fucking... the real moral to the whole Lord of the Rings is, if you want to get something done and get it done right, send midgets to do it. Because they're tricksy and false.
I love you, Sam.
Anything else?
No, that's it. No
We're
more.
getting to 3 hours now.
I got one thing.
What?
I guess I just thought, because you guys are talking about the movies and stuff. Did you see?
All right, we got to sign off now.
Fuck Brandon.
Damn it. Did you see that they released the picture of the new Star Wars cast?
No.
Yeah.
I saw
Did you
some,
see
but
that?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like a
Just
script,
pictures of who's in it or actual.
script. It was a script reading
Oh.
of the cat. Yeah, like the principal cast, and J.J. Abrams was there, and like the big.
Abrams isn't directing it. He's just,
Yes.
If he is directing it,
Yeah.
oh, that's gonna be awesome.
The big news about this was the fact that 3 of the people that were sitting around were Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford.
That's awesome.
Oh, they already released.
Yeah, they said that they were gonna be in it.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew's in it.
Yes.
Kenny Baker.
Yep.
Anthony Daniels.
Yeah.
Jamiroquai.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. You know what I think at the end? Like, if they're gonna do another like a post trilogy and they're gonna do another 3 movies, what I think should happen at the end of the last movie is they should do a scene where they all find out that everybody's dead and they're just gonna go to heaven. That's my Lost joke.
I think they should all have sex. All of them should pull a train on.
It's funny because
Princess Leia.
I had the exact same reaction
To
when I watched Lost.
Just silence.
The best TV
Just
series
stunned
ever
silence.
until you get to the end.
No, it's until you get to like the last season and a half.
I
pretty
still
much.
love every episode of that show. I thought it would be great.
You're a liar.
No, dude,
Ooh,
I am fucking
harsh.
serious. I thought it was great. I did. I didn't see any
What
problem
about
with it.
everything that they forgot to tie up?
Like what?
Polar bears.
The polar bears
they
were there
did-
because they were doing experiments
How
on
is
them.
there a black smoke monster?
Because he
How is
went
that?
into the fucking thing and he came out a black smoke monster.
They explained that
Why
too.
do they have to keep putting the number in the computer in the hatch?
They explained that too. It was an experiment.
That was just a
It was just
a
an
mental
experiment to see what they would
No,
do it.
because they
Why?
No. That was because they dug down to that fucking big ass
That too.
magnet and they blew it up, and then they had to build something
It was
to
experiment.
keep that energy locked down so that they could continue to do experiments on that energy.
And then they had the social experiments on top of each other.
Why?
Because they were
Why
just
not?
doing experiments.
They were just
Because
doing it.
Why do they research?
You're on an island.
Why do they research anything?
What are they researching there for? They're just
It was all social experiments. It was all mental experiments. It was all physical experiments. They were
They
doing.
explained that.
why are
especially
there
if you played the video
only
game.
why are there only 4 toes on the statue?
Because it was a statue of
God.
Okay.
Anubis.
Okay, what's that?
It was an Egyptian
You
god.
don't know who Anubis is?
Why?
He was a guardian of the underworld.
Why is he there then?
Because he
That's
was
the
there
underworld?
because that was fucking where he was. Like whatever people were there before them built him.
There's
there.
a video. Now, thankfully, for my own sanity, I've forgotten so many of the complaints I had about Lost because I just be so angry and
That's sad. I want you to remember them.
irritated.
'Cause
But
right now, I'm
there's a
destroying every one of
video.
them.
No, there's a video on YouTube or something. It's like complaints the guy has on Lost, and just one after another rapid fire things like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? You'll have to watch it.
Yeah, but we're explaining most of them. They were all explained.
Okay, these are the
I
ones
can't think
that
of
I
one
can,
thing
these
that
are the
I
ones
was
that I
like.
can remember.
I can look at the
Just the ones
video,
I
but
can
I'm not
remember.
going to play it now.
Oh yeah, you don't play.
But I mean, I don't understand why people just didn't want to pay attention to it. I think after so long, they were like, okay, just what are we doing here? And they
People still think they were in purgatory the entire time.
yeah, they weren't.
Okay, I get that they weren't because they tell us like what happened and everything.
Yeah,
They're in Kansas.
I get that.
they describe everything. They lock it all up. A nice little bow.
No,
and then they all shove off to
they
heaven.
lock up what happens to them ultimately, but they don't lock up all
There
the
is-
little plot like little things that they
Name one.
the little Easter egg. Okay, I can't remember all
I
of
can
them.
name- I can
But just
actually
because I
name
can't
one.
remember all of them doesn't mean they weren't there.
Well, if you can't bring them up,
I can
can't
actually
fucking
name one.
knock them down.
All
You
right,
can
I guess.
just,
All right, I guess.
I can name one, but
check your.
I
your
can't think of his
I
name.
don't even remember anymore. It wasn't even an article that we did. I don't even know why I'm saying it.
Who was the black guy in the show? I can't remember his
Mr.
name.
Echo?
No. I like that
Michael?
guy.
Michael?
Michael was not in the heaven scene at the end. Why not? I can never figure
He
that one
signed
out.
on to do another movie at the time.
yeah,
And here's the thing that I really
And I
have
don't
a
think his
problem
son
with.
was either.
They didn't have the ending in mind ever until
I
like the
know.
last two seasons.
I know.
And that's why I feel like it's all fucking bullshit. And they've admitted all of that. Like they've admitted that they didn't know where they were going with certain things, why they introduced certain characters at certain times. Like because when you're watching it, you're thinking there's a point to this, and then there was no point to it.
There was a point.
And
They still put an end
no,
on it.
and no, but here's the thing: they admit that there was no point to it. Like they
I
didn't
have no
an
problem
idea.
with that because I've role played. I've run role playing games, and when you get in that kind of environment, you can't really plan stuff.
So then,
Yeah.
if they
It's
showed
all
a
reactions.
bunch of rapes on Lost that didn't actually mean anything, would that be different than the rapes on Game of Thrones? Because
Yeah, because it would be
Yes, because they didn't mean anything. And the rapes on Game of Thrones
Okay.
mean something.
therefore I take
If they put in a bunch of
I take
Oompa
offense
Loompas,
to the
where's Willy
content.
Wonka? Who gives a
Okay,
shit? Like,
Therefore,
what
I take offense to the content on an artistic perspective because
Ooh.
it doesn't mean anything.
Touche, fucker. But
Boom.
but it ultimately did wind up meaning something. You
No, it-
can't look at the production process and ignore the ultimate fucking.
Everybody
You can't
was
say
dead.
you
That's
can't
the-
say Leonardo da Vinci used fucking horse brushes, so I hate all of his paintings.
Wait,
You got to look at
there
the
was
body
a
of
point.
work.
It was to find a protector of the island. All the trials and tribulations they had was to find the protector of the island, the new protector.
Well, I think there's a lot of stuff that they throw at you that
Low intelligent people don't get.
okay, and that's fine. If I'm
No.
yeah, no, it's fair.
Fucking
I'll
awesome.
throw that out there.
I'm not calling you low intelligent.
I am. I'm
kidding.
agreeing with that. You're a fucking idiot.
No, but like if that's the point, then everything should be moving toward that.
It was.
But I'm saying it wasn't. I'm saying
You don't see
Nay.
there.
Just because you don't know.
You were
doesn't
saying there's
mean
no
that it's
growth
not-
in characters.
that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough.
When I sit down and do a show,
Mhm.
I don't plan it out beyond what we're going to talk about loosely. We've
Okay.
gone off on 500 different tangents during the course of the show.
Yeah, but this show is different than a show like Lost or a show
How do you
like
know?
Not really.
We
They're
might be
both
looking
for
for someone to
entertainment.
take over the show.
Andy doesn't have Andy doesn't have an ultimate goal. Well, I guess that is a lot.
You
like
have
what
an
Lost
ultimate
was.
goal. I want to make money
We're all
doing this so I
dead.
can smoke weed again. That's my ultimate goal.
Allegedly.
This whole show is made just so that I can fucking smoke dope again.
Allegedly.
No, fuck it. That's because I want to. I'm pulling back the fucking fourth wall, and I'm saying the whole reason I do this at all is because I want to smoke weed, and I can't
So
because I need to have a job.
If you were in Colorado though, like would your job? I was curious about this. Like would your
I
job
would be. I would own a dope store right now. If I lived in Colorado, I would be a drug dealer.
Well, let's just say for shits and giggles, like weed was legal here, just like it is in
I
Colorado.
would be a drug dealer.
Well, okay, but let's say you're not a drug dealer and you still work at.
Yeah.
Would they be okay with you?
I'm gonna have to edit that out. Thanks.
And you work at Merp Merp.
No, it's nerd. But yeah.
Did what I said? Did it sound like?
Yeah, if I still worked for the company that I work for.
Yeah. Do they like? Would they still? They would still drug test, right? Like it wouldn't just be okay because
here-
it's okay.
Here's the thing with that. it's like in Colorado,
Mhm.
it's legal on a state level,
Mhm.
but it isn't legal federally.
Mhm.
So if I lived in Colorado and I smoke weed and I get drug tested at my work, they can fire me.
Right.
And if I attempt to sue them, then what they'll do is they'll just keep appealing it until it gets to a federal court, and then I'll lose.
Look into the
Why are you playing things while we're trying to have a
I'm
discussion?
not trying to. I don't know why it's doing it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they'll
and
just
that's what I guess
roll
that's
it
what
up
I
to a
figured.
federal
I just
court. But if it was federally legal, then it would be like alcohol or cigarettes. I could smoke as long as I wasn't high at work.
Mhm.
Then there would be no problems with it. Because I can drink. I'm drinking right now, and I'm gonna go to work tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm not gonna be drunk when I'm at work.
Right.
Well, I might be hungover, which is going to impair my performance. But they're fine with that.
You're gonna be hungover
Like,
from 2 beers?
No, I'm not going to be. But I mean, I could be. You know what I mean? Like I
Fucking
very
pussy.
much could be. We could go to the bar after the show, and I could drink another fucking 20 shots and come home drunk as shit, and fucking wind up being hungover tomorrow at work. Anything could happen, and I can do that. And I still have to drive heavy machinery at work. But being hungover is a hell of a lot worse than being stoned, only because it's illegal.
Got it.
But if it was legal federally, it wouldn't matter. It would be like alcohol or tobacco.
I think they would still be able to drug test you because I just thought of this actually. Yeah, it makes sense. But like if you work for like hospitals or something, you're not allowed to smoke.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a big difference in that. You're not allowed to drink if you're on duty at a hospital, and it would be the same way. You're not allowed to smoke weed if you're on duty at a hospital.
Well, you're not allowed to. Well, you're not allowed to smoke. Period.
Yeah, well, that's for a different thing. But the doctors are allowed to drink. They just can't do it while they're on call.
Right.
Because they're on call. Right. They can do it whenever they're not on call. But
Right.
yeah, it would be the same type of thing.
Anyway.
But I mean, it would be a thing where if I came to work and I was fucked up, then they'd have to do a mouth swab or whatever to see how long it was since the last time I smoked, and they can test that. They have ways to test that now. It's a mouth swab, and it tells you how long it's been since the last time you smoked weed within a couple of hours or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they've had to do that since places have been legalizing it.
Mhm.
It's forced people to come up with another way to figure out the legalities of driving and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
they
it
have
makes
that
sense. No, I
breathalyzer for
understand
alcohol.
it. Yeah. I just wondered like how that's changed like in Colorado or something with that because I don't
hasn't.
keep up on
I'm
that.
confused. How did we get lost to weed? I missed that.
Well, generally, whenever you smoke, sometimes you get lost.
Back to Lost real quick. I do have some of the same problems you do. I was.
I could tell.
I don't. I thought it was a fucking.
There are a lot of holes left over.
I don't think so. Nobody's ever been able to actually give me one that I haven't been able to say no. They explain that because of this.
Locke.
What about Locke? Just him altogether?
Mm-hmm.
He was a person that was a candidate to become the new Jacob.
Why did Jacob have I forget his name? Kill him. Ben.
Kill Locke?
Mm-hmm.
I
That was
don't.
never explained.
I don't think that was a Jacob thing. I think that was a Man in Black thing.
I thought that was more of a Ben jealousy.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that was
right.
that was just a Ben being jealous. He
My
did that of
favorite
his
part
own
of the
accord.
series when we were watching it, and I predicted something. Remember, I predicted future. I can't think of his name now. The doctor.
Oh,
Remember we were
that
watching.
he was gonna punch some lady on a bus?
No. When we saw future, we were watching it, and I'm like, "That's future Jack."
Oh, yeah.
At the end of
And you didn't believe me until like 2 episodes later.
Yeah.
that was a pretty good reveal.
I think there was a lot of great things into it. I think
There were.
You know what my favorite thing of the whole show of Lost was? My favorite fucking thing is when
The 2 people with the diamonds.
No. That was
one of-
funny though. That was a good
one of the things
episode.
that they reference is like we didn't have a fucking clue. We just thought these people would.
No,
They would catch
that
on
was
and they
no,
would
that
know.
was fan pleasing because fans were writing in and pissed off because they weren't talking about the other people on the island.
Nah.
So they introduced the storyline, and then everyone hated it.
Yep. for
Yeah.
no friggin'
So they
reason.
killed it off right away.
Yeah.
So there you go. And these were created by men, actually. So there's a hypocrite.
Going
Going back and responding to
fuck you. I thought it was a great show.
fans.
But no, my favorite part of the whole show was when I don't remember if it was Richard or somebody else that was talking to Jacob, and I think it was Richard, the Richard episode where he's talking to Jacob and he says, "Well, why are you doing it? You know, why don't you just tell these people to be good?" And Jacob's like, "Why should I have to? Shouldn't they just be human beings and be good to each other? Why should I have to tell them?" And I thought that was a great aspect of looking at like God. Like, why does God make bad things happen? Why does God allow people to do bad things? Why should he have to tell you not to? Why can't you just use your free will in a way that's constructive and not against other human beings?
Why did they have to kill off Libby? She was hot.
Libby had to die to progress
No, because she went
Hugo
on a
as
different
a
channel.
person.
No, contract ran out.
No, she went on another TV show on
Yeah.
a different station.
Oh,
so
did she?
that's why they didn't re-sign her.
And I hate that when
And yet she was on so many shows after that.
I hate when I realize that too. When he like,
Mm.
oh, hey,
And
she
Echo
was on
lost
that.
because he just didn't want to do it anymore. Echo died because he didn't want to do it anymore. I thought that was kind of
No,
fucked up.
because he got
So you had problems with it too, though.
I thought that actor was a fucking retard.
The African guy.
I thought he was an asshole for just saying, "Yeah, I know that you've made me kind of a major pivotal role in this show, but I don't want to do it."
No, that's not what happened. He got the what's his name that played Jason Voorhees. He started telling him this is what my character would do. They'd write something, he goes, "No, my character wouldn't do that."
Well, yeah, that's another reason. Just fucking do what you're fucking told. Play out the goddamn role. You aren't your character. We made your character.
You know
We're
why they
having
killed off
you
Charlie,
do our
right?
shit.
Yeah, because he was a weirdo, I guess.
No, he
Or
was
something
dating
like
Kate in real life, and then they broke up. So one of them had to leave the show.
And yet he was on so many episodes after that.
Well, he was barely on the set anymore then. He wasn't on the Hawaii set anymore with her.
Nah, that's fucking.
I don't know if that's
Why is
true.
that a problem, though? I don't understand.
Because they
why
were
that would-
dating, and then
Because she's probably a sensitive fucking twat, and she decided she didn't want to hang out with her ex-boyfriend anymore. Because she's not as cool as Kaylee Cuoco, who can just continue to do the goddamn show. Big Bang Theory. She dated Leonard. They broke up.
in real life,
Yes.
I'd break up with him too. I hate that voice. Love to stick a spoon in his throat.
I know. Your problem with Big Bang Theory. It's been well documented on the show.
I've never talked about it before.
No, we talked about it on the show. I have audio of it.
Lies.
First episode, right? I think it was first episode.
No, it's all lies.
First or second? Yeah, it was definitely in
It was all spliced together. I never said it.
there. Torture them.
Beat them.
All right. Anything else?
I'm
Brandon?
good.
You have anything else you want to talk about? Dennis?
No,
No?
we're good.
All right. Well, that I guess is the end of the show. This makes our longest show to date. Thank you everybody for listening. This is Andy,
Dennis
Dennis,
and Brandon,
Brandon.
All right.
our second guest.